conference and regional tournaments, NCAA tourney, March Madness, and the championship game live. Fires from three. Oh, he hit it! Don't miss a moment on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for March Madness. KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Randy White. And look here, we got Phil, the filling in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Been more than a minute, Phil. We got to re-catch up with you. We gotta figure out who the hell you are again.
Yes, Ron, owner Ron let me off my leash, so I feel good to come back. Multiple layers of leather, but otherwise I feel great. It's great.
It's always something leather with you, isn't it?
It always is. It's familial.
So, Phil, I know you're a Broncos fan, but reacquaint me with the rest of your teams.
Yes, so it is Denver Broncos through and through, and then next layer would be not a Lakers fan, but a LeBron fan.
I see. Yeah, that's right. Your generation likes to follow players, not so much teams.
That is correct.
So you are a feckless Gen Z? Is that correct?
I would be a millennial.
Oh, how old are you, Phil?
I am 30.
Oh my God. Since we were away, he turned 30, Randy.
Hey, how about that? Our Phil is growing up.
He used to be in his 20s. Now he's no longer there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That normally happens.
Old man Phil.
Oh God! Each and every day, more audio bits come out of me just to exist.
Right, just to get out of a chair, to get
Yeah.
into a chair, to get into a pair of pants, to get on a shirt. Yeah, I know the whole thing.
Yeah, I've done the whole just to get down, just to sit.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Damn it! And then there's that. You got to follow with that.
Damn it! Yeah.
So, Phil is going to be hanging out with us until we find our new guy. Phil has a life of his own, and he's doing this out of just the goodness of his heart until we find somebody to replace Keon. And so I appreciate that, Phil.
Of course, yes, the goodness of my bosom.
Yeah, well, it's great that you didn't make it weird. Anyway, I did like what I saw Raven Kid said earlier. Phil and Dill on Beat the Book.
I brought that up to Dylan, and I think we were wondering what our couple name would be. I think that's a good one out of all of them.
Yeah. Couple names.
I was wondering how well that was received.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think Dylan was too, he didn't jump on the opportunity, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
I was, fair about it.
It rhymes. There's nothing like rhyming or alliteration. I'm a fan, but
exactly. Yeah.
Average Joe says, "Welcome back, Phil. Does this mean the Pina Colada song is returning?" No, it was actually declared off limits by Radio Ron.
Never returning ever again. Sorry. I was overruled on that.
Oh, I stand with you, Randy.
So some of our new listeners, or newer at least, since you were here, it's been like 3.5 years, are starting to pop in. CK says, "Phil is bronzexual? I already don't like him." Just because he likes LeBron James?
I know where you stand on greatness, I guess.
A little bit rude. Listen, I don't care for the man myself, but I can't say he's not a great player. I can't say he's not still just freak of nature, dominant, driving in the lane, doing what he wants and making you regret ever being born.
And how about LeBron, Jeffrey? Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Hey, Randy, what he did there.
We got to find a new guy real quick.
Yeah, real fast.
Hamilton Porter says, "So it's day one without Keon, or did I hop in a DeLorean and now it's 2021 again?" Moist one. "Why do you fill me up, Buttercup, baby?" This with Phil, though. Just I'm not
Mhm.
singing any more of that song.
No.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Keon quits and the AM station breaks. Oh, brother. Now what? Are we even on the air?
I think so.
Can we get confirmation? Let me see here. I will confirm a thing and then I'm going to send a text. No, it looks like we're good. We're good on our end. Can you guys hear us out there? If you're listening, I mean, people are texting and they're hearing that Phil is here, so they must know.
They must know.
But I'll send a text and find out. AM off air? Question mark. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to get done now.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, boy.
I'd ask you what you've been up to, Phil, but I know that you've been hanging out with Ralph on the Weekend Warriors show, along with what's his name?
Neil,
Eh?
I know.
I'll never kneel before any man.
There we go.
Anyway, so there's that big Super Bowl broadcast, 3-hour Super Bowl broadcast this Sunday from the Spot in Glendale, and that's at Bell Road and something.
Yes, Bell Road and something exactly.
It's like
Yeah, no,
50 something Avenue.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's right.
If you're
there.
going, just Google it. you
It's
know?
fantastic. They've got a breakfast burrito. We are all excited about that. Yes, absolutely. They got tons of drink specials. Definitely a great pregame to the big game.
What do you pair with a breakfast burrito?
Oh,
What
easy.
whiskey?
Another burrito.
Oh, no, I don't mean a
One
pair
for
of
each hand.
burritos. I mean, what do you drink alcoholically with a breakfast burrito?
I believe that's a Bloody Mary.
Okay, so that's for the women, but what do the men drink with a breakfast burrito?
We'll have to get the consensus, and I can also report.
We
live.
don't need it. Randy was right.
Randy was
Whiskey.
right. Yeah, it's always
Whiskey.
whiskey. But isn't whiskey just pairing with everything, Randy?
Damn
Yes.
right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
There you go.
Damn right. Well, what were you going to say there? You're going to say something else there.
I was saying I could get a live feel and just see, hey everybody, what are you pairing with your breakfast burrito and report back.
You're going to be like, shut up. This is good food.
That's right. I'm trying to eat here.
So, by the way, today is National Frozen Yogurt Day for those of you who observe.
No kidding.
Do you like the
Okay.
frozen yogurt, Randy?
I on occasion, I feel it's not really any different than ice cream. So why not just have ice cream?
And it's never really frozen though, because it's
Right.
it's all
It
got like a
comes in a
liquidish
slushy.
form.
Yeah.
So it's not really frozen. So I don't know why they even call it that. But yogurt,
sort of like soft serve, right?
I guess. But yogurt was first invented like 4,000 years ago in the Middle East, in India,
No,
and then it
kidding.
made its
Wow.
way across to us, where we turned it into other things. So I don't know.
And good on us.
Enjoy some frozen yogurt. Why not?
All right.
Taco Kenny says Michelada goes with any kind of grub.
Michelada.
Michelada.
Is that like
Mm.
McDonald's breakfast along with
Michelada hi ho.
pina colada?
Don't even start with that. Seriously.
Hmm.
Don't even think you're going to sneak it back in.
I'm not sneaking it. I'm
Don't
not
even.
sneaking it. I'm thinking it, but I'm
CK
not.
says, I'm just kidding. I heard him on Beat the Book and he did a good job. Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, how'd that go?
Oh, that went great. We
Yeah.
gave out a long shot parlay of the day that is guaranteed, I believe Dylan said, to make back your money. It's 100 plus. So I think he said sell your mortgage and bet on that.
I don't think he said any of that. I
mean,
don't
he
think he
said
would do that.
word for
Anything
word
like that.
out of his
No.
mouth.
Feel like that puts us into some sort of liability situation.
I don't think
No.
so in any way. Mm-mm.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Yep.
Taco Kenny says, no, it's michelada.
Oh, yes.
Michelada?
Michelada. I believe that's the pina colada with
No,
Wait.
no.
I'm being serious.
Oh,
I think it's a pina colada with what is that? The like not hot
Mezcal?
Cheetos. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, hot Cheeto like around the rim of the glass or something.
oh man, Phil's back and he's already talking about the room. All right, can we just move on to some sports, please?
How about that Suns trade?
Oh God. Well, yeah. First things first. Last night, the Suns game, it was predictable and exactly what I had been saying. Randy, you remember the other day when I was saying, feels like this team doesn't know how to play basketball in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And once again, Phoenix Suns did not play basketball in the third quarter, only scoring 16 points in the entire of the third quarter. Now, sure, Kevin Durant was out with his imaginary sprained ankle, and things were looking good at halftime. Phoenix led 63-61. I tuned in for a few minutes, and I'm like, that ain't gonna last. And then I went on with my life because I just didn't want to see what I knew was going to happen next. They just collapsed. Now, granted, Oklahoma City Thunder, damn good team right now.
Yep.
But that was too much. We needed some defense in the worst way. 140 to 109, and Shai Gilligan-Alexander scores 50 on the Suns. I'm like, come on, man. They're just flat. Everything's just flat. Now, I think the reason it's flat is everybody's waiting to see, well, what's going to happen? What is the next thing that's going to happen with the Phoenix Suns? Is Bradley Beal leaving? No, it doesn't look like it. Is Kevin Durant leaving? Not anymore. Is anyone leaving? No, it just doesn't fit. Wait a second. And so today, finally, somebody did leave, because once Jimmy Butler got traded from the Heat to the Warriors, and by the way, they immediately signed him to a massive extension.
Yeah.
Yep. Feel like that was part of the deal for him to release the no trade clause. Now Nurkic is on his way to the Hornets in exchange for Cody Martin. There comes the defense.
I think you got two hungry guys that haven't been paid that are coming in, and
the other guy,
Mitch. Yeah. So if you thought you were getting tired of saying Nurkic, you got all the you can handle with the
now I got
new guy. Yeah, exactly. You got two hungry guys that haven't been paid, so you always kind of like that whenever you think of scrappy defenders, and they got the size that certainly you would look for, and you got
so
two.
That's Mitchell. That's his thing too, is good defense.
Yeah, good defense. He can kind of protect. He's not going to give you offense, but really, that's never been the Phoenix Suns' problem. You have all the talent in the world.
Are either of these guys going to start? Will Martin start?
Probably,
because
out of necessity.
You need a defender on the floor, and usually what they do with Martin, at least when he was with Charlotte, is they'd be like, all right, who's their best player? You go guard him. Right. And that's kind of his thing. So you kind of need him to start if he's going to be effective, don't you think?
Yeah, you would think. It kind of depends on it. This now gives you versatility for the Suns on playing a different kind of style. Allows you the ability to have a defensive lineup that you certainly have not had prior to this point in the season. I mean, look at even last night. You see Bradley Beal coming off the bench, giving you 25 points. But again, that is off the bench. He's playing starters minutes off the bench because they think that he can provide a pop for the second unit. Okay. But Royce O'Neal is getting 29 minutes and getting you, 18 points. Again, offense is not your problem here. It's just that you need some ability to play defense. And these two guys coming in offer you that ability to at least have we have a lead. We have a lead. Let's protect it in the third quarter.
Now run these guys out there and see what happens.
Gives you a few fouls, if nothing else.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping. I don't think this was the big move that anybody had hoped for, but just to unload Jusuf Nurkic, we also had to unload one of our draft picks. And I'm like, did we just give up too much? Here's how the deal went, Randy. It went the Jusuf Nurkic and a 2026 first round pick to the Charlotte Hornets in exchange for Cody Martin, who, by the way, Cody Martin, not a bad beard.
Yeah,
pretty nice beard.
Strong beard game, yeah.
Although I feel like the beard is imbalanced with the top of his head, kind of like you'd see with James Harden. But we're not going to nitpick. And then the Hornets get Cody Martin. I'm sorry, we get Cody Martin. Wait, I'm getting confused. I can't say his first name. And a 2026 second round pick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That first round pick, that was a lot to give up to get rid of Jusuf. And I'm not sure, I don't want to say worth it, but Cody Martin and that's a pretty big pick to give up, man.
Well, Cody Martin was a first round pick back in 2019, and he's played every year in Charlotte with the Hornets. He's only 29, and it seems like this is a good opportunity for this young man to get on a team where you've got veterans like Durant, and you got Booker in there. And I know it's weird to call Booker a veteran, but he is. I mean, think about it. Then you've got Bradley Beal out there, and maybe this kid gets well-rounded and can help us with some defense in the center of the court. I mean, a lot of people have been crying about the Suns need a big man. I don't know that this is the big man that they needed. He's not one of those dominating setters.
No, he's 6'6", but he does get it done.
I think he probably gets the job done where he needs to. and Vasily
I
Said
believe
it
I will
perfectly,
call this
man.
guy Michelada.
Okay, Michelada. Another guy,
Vaseline Michelada.
Vaseline Michelada, I think is also going to help on the defensive side of the basketball. More of a guy Budenholzer wants in his lineup, somebody that can grind it out and help this team defensively, but certainly not going to help this team score a lot of points. I mean, Cody Martin right now he's averaging 7.8 a game with 4.5 rebounds. I don't know. I don't know that this was the greatest pickup for the Suns. I don't know how it helps the Suns, but I don't, Phil, maybe you've got some insight that I don't know anything about, because it doesn't seem like they picked up a lot and they gave up a first round pick to get him.
Well, it would be mostly the numbers. This is a numbers ploy more so than how it affects the team right now or even going forward. It's Nurkic going into next season would have put them over the luxury tax and put them in the second apron. This one allows them to go under.
Apron schmapron. Have you seen Ishbia doesn't care about that?
He doesn't care, but it doesn't mean that it won't affect the team. It doesn't affect your ability to make the best team possible. And especially with Bradley Beal's cap number as it is for the team, you need all the help you can get. I mean, that second apron is debilitating in that it really, really, really restricts what you're able to do as far as trades, as far as taking on even veterans at a veteran minimum. It doesn't allow you to go into a higher veterans minimum. So that's where you can say, yes, he doesn't care, but he is limited and he has to play by those rules, even from an owner standpoint.
Wait a second. I just realized you said you're not a Lakers fan, but you're a LeBron fan.
Yes.
You do mean the dad, right? You don't mean Bronny.
Correct. Yes. I kept seeing everybody last night from the Lakers perspective asking, well, why didn't they trade Bronny? Well, duh, guys. Yeah. Why don't we trade Lonzo for Jokic, and why don't we trade all these guys for top 5 players? Duh.
Why don't we trade Bronny? It's like saying, why don't we trade one of the guys who cleans the sweat off the floor? Yeah. Because they're both doing about the same thing.
Truly.
Let's get to the text line, 888-368-1580. King Kitten says it's a Bud Light with a Mexican Bloody Mary, salt on the rim. That's what a michelada is. Yeah, ASU Buddy says it's Clamato juice and beer. Okay, I'm intrigued. I don't know. Sounds like somebody spilled a couple of glasses together and went, yeah, let's just drink this. Hamilton Porter says, yeah, what the hell was that third quarter? I know. That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. It wasn't just the fact that they got stopped. It was also the fact that in this game, Oklahoma City scored 23 points off of 22 Phoenix turnovers. 22 Phoenix turnovers. And Oklahoma, well, they protected the ball just fine.
Well, you are looking at other ball handlers around the league. I mean, one piece of news that just recently came out is the Nets are working on a option and a way to buy out Ben Simmons. I understand nobody wants to touch that guy with a 10-foot pole, but at least for your second unit, you'd have a ball player who also has size. Maybe that's the option, but good gracious, those turnovers were killer.
Can I just say something right now? I just want to say, Moist One, this next thing I'm going to say, you don't get to respond to. So here's the question. Does anyone out there actually have a 10-foot pole? They say, I won't touch something with a 10-foot pole, but does anybody actually have a 10-foot pole?
I think my brother-in-law actually has one that's 20 feet.
I know a guy.
Well, that's not a 10-foot pole, though, is it?
It's a 20-foot pole.
If we're saying I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, you should really have a 10-foot pole before you make that claim.
So
because that indicates there are things you might touch with a 10-foot pole.
If you're saying that, then you're indicating that you have a 10-foot pole and you should use that.
Or you could just say, I wouldn't touch that even with your 10-foot pole if you don't have a 10-foot pole.
Ah, yes, I see.
It's a statement to wield responsibly. That's for sure.
Yep.
So I'm just curious, does anybody have a 10-foot pole?
10-foot ladder.
Trying to think of the poles I have. They're about 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall. I've got some like broomstick handles that I use to put a temporary fence in the backyard. Those are I think 6 feet. Maybe they're 6 feet. So I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Moist One. Marcin Gortat was a 7-foot pole, but that's not the same kind of pole.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of pole. CK says India in the Middle East. Jesus, Jeffrey. I said India and the Middle East. I didn't say in the Middle East. That might be on me. I might have slurred my words a little bit because of my liquid lunch. You need to drink too, so you can understand me better. So it's really on you, CK. Commando Duke says, "Can I please have a if you love pina colada?" No, you can't. You're never going to get one because it's not even us complaining. Yeah. Phil has been brought up to speed by Radio Ron, and he's like, enough. We're not doing that anymore. Yep. So
emotionally, I am with you, my brethren.
Mm-hmm. Fifth letter says, "Purple and gold got their center of the future. That boy Mark Williams is a beast. He's only 23 years old."
Now that is the center you could have gotten for Yusuf Nurkic that would have actually helped this team.
Why didn't we? I don't want to talk about the Lakers getting better and scary. I don't want to just talk about that at all. I just want to just sort of sit here and look at the Suns and be like, what?
I think we should sit here, Jeffrey, like we're going to do in our senior years and watch the sun set.
The sun is setting on the Phoenix Suns
this season.
Mm-hmm. They didn't do anything. Is it already the deadline? Is the deadline time? Yeah, the time of today passed?
Yeah. Deadline has passed. Now the best you can hope for are buyout candidates.
Well, so there's always next season. He says before the All-Star break, or did we already pass the All-Star break?
No, we're heading towards the All-Star break.
Yeah. Good God. It feels like the longest season ever now, doesn't it?
But keep in mind, the All-Star break is really past the halfway point of the NBA season. So
we don't have the Arizona Coyotes anymore.
No. Nope.
And well, I guess we can look forward to the Diamondbacks, right?
Yeah.
We can look forward to that.
Yeah. We have that option.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit down. When we come back, I'll catch up on the text line and we'll catch up on some of the other trades and stuff that happened in the NBA that we didn't get. Yay. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 7th through the 9th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
We put you so close to the game, you can almost smell the sweat.
Ooh, awkward.
GCU basketball is live on the Fanatic.
Saturday night, Grand Canyon men's basketball is live from California Baptist in Riverside. Tip time is 6 p.m.
Michael Potter and Paul Coro have the call live for GCU basketball on 1580 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's going to take some getting used to for us. We had Keon Rose for 3.5 years, and so then we got to get used to Phil as he fills in. And then we got to to make things even weirder, tomorrow we got a couple of guys coming in to try out to be on the show. So I don't know if we're giving Phil enough time to get comfortable, but he's made us uncomfortable for so many years. I feel like it's fair.
It's like sitting back on a toilet seat that you have long lost forgot. It just feels comfortable, feels warm. You know, you can pull up a sub and just eat it with all the happiness in the world.
I don't believe that you actually have ever sat backwards on a toilet and ate a sub off the tank.
Backwards, no.
Okay.
What?
You just reaching back there and grabbing a half and just having a bite? What? How does that even? Why would you even do that?
Do you really want to know the question, Jeff? Or do you really want to know the answer, Jeffrey?
I do know the answer. And the answer is you haven't.
Okay.
I do not believe you.
And so we're back into it.
Well, that means Ralph is the most blissful person we know. Anyway, Ralph had tried to text in. He says, oh, here we go. Ralph from Harmon Solar says, the guy that the Suns needed, the Lakers took the day before. Lakers just getting better and better while the Suns say mediocre. We're worse than mediocre. I think we're sub-mediocre right now. And I can't figure out why. You got Kevin Durant. You got Bradley Beal. You got Devin effing Booker. You have some talent. So the only thing else we can do is get another coach in there or a motivational speaker. What do we got to do to fix this?
I don't know. It's a coaching issue. I think it's you know, you've got to, it's all about chemistry. You've got to get the right chemistry on this team. And I don't think that the Suns have a fully realized team. I mean, they put together big names. I mean, Booker and Durant are playing well together, but they brought in Beal, and nobody's really understood what their true role is on the floor. Nobody's taken a leadership role, and that's what I was saying. That's what Keon was saying as we went into this trade deadline situation. The Suns needed to get somebody in here that could help lead and guide this team. Ever since we've lost Chris Paul, and you can say what you want about Chris Paul, but ever since we lost CP3, we've lost leadership in that locker room.
True.
And we've made changes. We've made ownership changes, and it still hasn't worked for the Phoenix Suns. So it's obvious to me, and I think probably most Suns fans out there, the one component missing is a true leader. And I think that's what Jimmy Butler would have brought to this team. Yes, he might be a bit older. Yes, he might be a little long in the tooth in this NBA league, but the guy still has fire to play and wants to win a championship. And I'm willing to give him a shot here in Phoenix. Had we have had the opportunity, I would have traded Yusuf and a couple of first rounders and some young talent or something to bring him in here to try to get a shot at the championship. But all LA's done is, like Ralph has said, gotten stronger. Meanwhile, the Suns have set here. And they're starting to set in the West.
We've passed the trade deadline, and all I've heard is wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Very astute, Randy.
Who is that on, though? Who is that on Ishbia or is that on Jones?
I don't know if it's on Jones or Ishbia. I don't think it's on either one.
Okay, those are the two guys who are running the ship, Randy. The Ishbia owns it, and he's the guy who says, "Go get me so." And then James Jones, if left alone, is supposed to be the GM who's going out and making these deals happen. So he either wasn't going out making the deals happen, he was working a different deal that didn't happen, or he just got owned by Pelinka. He got owned in every single turn and corner. And if this is the way it's going to be, then maybe this is not the right GM.
Well,
I hate to say it because I think he's a great guy.
I don't think the Phoenix Suns had the pieces that Miami wanted to make the trade. I'll just say it like that. I don't think the Phoenix Suns had the pieces that Miami wanted to make the trade for Jimmy Butler. And you remember we went out and got all these first round draft picks, and I think they were kind of crazily going about the front office. What else can we sweeten the pot with? How can we do this with multi teams? And then other teams didn't want to trade unless it included Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant didn't want to go to Golden State. It's coming out yesterday. If he would have gone to Golden State, we would have had Jimmy Butler here. He didn't want to go to Golden State. So it was very finicky, sort of a finicky, draft situation here for the Phoenix Suns. And they ultimately ended up with a couple of, guys that come in off the bench, kind of part players, and they gave up a first round pick.
Let me just say, at first, if they had done nothing, I'd have been happier because they gave up a first round pick. If you tell me we've decided not to make any of these moves because James Jones now has a nice pile of picks, and that's now going to be the focus of the future, then I'd be like, yeah, all right, that's cool. But then they took one of these first round picks and gave it up to get rid of Nurkic. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know who's in charge. I don't know what the ideas are, what the plan is. Does anyone else see a path here? Because I just don't.
Getting rid of Nurkic, it did help them move some money. So they did save some money that way. So you said it yourself. It does prevent them from Phil said it does prevent the Suns from getting into that second apron. And it can possibly in the offseason give the Suns an opportunity to sort of sharpen the edge and bring somebody else in that could play better. I just don't know why the Suns don't want to get younger. Why they don't want to look for an exciting young player like the Lakers did with that center, their big man. Why didn't the Suns make a move like that? And that's something that I would put on James Jones. Or Matt Ishbia keeps looking for the wrong person and keeps pressuring James Jones to go out and look for the wrong person rather than letting James Jones do his job and bring in the right people for the job.
That's exactly it, Randy. I think given the history works with you and the history works against you. The history in this case works for James Jones, where you see the team that he built when he had what it felt like full autonomy, when the previous owner did not care about full basketball operations. And you saw the team that he built, the team that was scrappy, the team that was young, that was buoyed by veteran presence and leadership that it desperately needed in the form of Chris Paul. And you see now that when you see these blockbuster moves that are certainly paired well with Matt Ishbia and his ownership group, I believe that Matt Ishbia was, if not the deciding factor, the person that was pushing forward the Kevin Durant deal. I do not believe that Matt Ishbia had any ounce of a fingertip on trading Jusuf Nurkic. Like, those are the trades that are GMs through and through, where it's just moving around the edges. That's not an Ishbia trade. But what is an Ishbia trade is the Kevin Durant move. And that move specifically sets you up for failure if a move like this, if an all-in move does not work.
Well, if you're right, this is a thing where James Jones is like, hey, we got to at least do this. And Ishbia is like, I don't care. James Jones has been totally in control, and he has utterly failed leading up to the trade deadline.
It is a failure. It's just
so you can't have both.
Yeah,
it's either James Jones's failure or Matt Ishbia's meddling. It's got to be one or the other. I can't see that it can be both at the same time.
Exactly. So I would go with Matt Ishbia's failure. And really, unfortunately, going forward, you're just going to have to try and make up for the failure of an experiment that was getting Kevin Durant. And maybe even Bradley Beal. Who knows which it was, but either of those experiments together do not work.
Oh, well, being Suns fans, Randy, I think we're equipped. We're used to this. F the process says, are you guys down at 1580 a.m.? I'm in a pretty good mood. How about you, Randy?
I'm feeling great today.
Got a pep in my step.
Yeah. Outside of that, I think there is a report that our AM station is being worked on or something. So we will we'll let you know if that changes. But in the meantime, you have us on the app. You've got us at 1580thefanatic.com. You have us at 99.3 FM in the West Valley. You got us at 95.9 FM in the East Valley, if you're lucky. So, really just always make sure you got your app ready when those things happen. We apologize, and operators are standing by.
They're standing by.
I just say that because I don't know what else to say. Let's see. Yes, Robert from Surprise. Yep, 1580 AM is offline, and I'm listening on 99.3 FM. Smart. Good move. We sound sexier on FM, I think.
That is true.
Yes. Well, Randy might sound sexier on AM with that voice.
Well, yes.
Yeah. Well, we're sexy as it is, but
thank you,
Silver
Jeffrey.
Pops. I didn't really mean you. You're just a fill-in, Phil. Silver Pop says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome, Neil. Hopefully, you're not intimidated by Jeffrey anymore and can perform on the air. This isn't Neil. This is Phil."
Hi.
Silver Pop says, "I love that trade by the Suns today. 2 more players for Coach Bud not to play." Yeah, that's the thing. They're not starters, so it's going to be situational when you wedge one in, I guess. I don't know. Hamilton Porter says, "I don't think Ben Simmons is is the answer to any basketball problem.
Oh, certainly. I mean, it's not the ideal form, but when you are now left, trade deadline's gone, past and gone. That's not available to you. All you have left are the buyout candidates. Ben Simmons on a minimum contract for the rest of the season might be your best option, and that I think is an indictment in and of itself.
The Stockton Slap says, your mom has a 10-foot pole. She's a stripper. He also says, the more I think about it, the more I realize Kevin Durant is a certified number 2. He's just not built to be that guy. I'd go as far as saying that he's the most overrated superstar in history.
Well, I don't know why you would say he's overrated. I mean, he delivers on his reputation of being an elite scorer. The guy can play the game. He's just not one of those vocal leaders. Neither is Bradley Beal. Neither is his book. They don't have any leaders on this team. They got no vocal guys. And like I said last second, the team had a leader in Chris Paul. They let him get away, and now they have nobody to fill that gap. Nobody in the locker room is a player leader on this team. Nobody.
To his point, I would say Kevin Durant slots into that complementary superstar mold, a la Anthony Davis, a la maybe even Kyrie Irving, which makes that pairing over in Dallas interesting. But where they definitely need somebody to be either at the same level as them, if not better, in order to be at their best, to fully unlock their entire potential. Yeah, Kevin Durant, say what you will, he's tried time and time again to win on his own, and he has failed for multiple different reasons, multiple different iterations. He's failed. And the only time we've seen it is when he was paired with Steph and Curry.
I will say what I will. And I think Kevin Durant's just the coolest dude. He's the coolest person.
He's pretty cool.
In the NBA. But that's all. I mean, as far as the cool factor goes, that dude is very cool. ASU Buddy says, Ralph sounds like Ron Burgundy on FM.
Oh.
That sounds right. That tracks. Last Optimist says, yeah, I got a 10-foot pole. I use it for painting. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, the roller. You got the roller.
Yes.
Navy Brad says, breaking news, the owner of the Bears, Mrs. McCassidy, has passed away. Well, it's not really breaking news, Navy Brad. Just because it's breaking news to you doesn't mean that didn't happen a while ago. I will say this. Lost another good one for the Spank Bank. 102 years old. She's hot.
Oh my God.
Seriously, don't act like it's just me. Look at this. Look at this fine piece of tail right there.
Do not pour
look at that. Oh my God. Damn, look at that. Sorry, I'm trying not to drop all my papers here, but
I can see why. Yeah.
How could you sit across from that and not be distracted? You know what I'm saying? I should start posting them up because, when Betty White passed away, I thought I would never have
find love again.
You would never love again.
I was thinking geriatric spank night, but 102. She was great. I mean, for 102, she had a healthy life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'd see her up there in the box, and I'd be like, oh, Virginia, why are you all alone? And then that's where my fantasies would go.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like I'd stumble into her suite. Oh, excuse me. I thought that. Hi, why are you all alone? Why is such a beautiful, delicate flower like you all alone here? Mind if I have a seat? And I'd work the O'Brien charm.
Oh yeah, I could see that all the time.
O'Brien charm, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so she died at 102. You are correct, Navy Brad. Just the Tip says, I just got back from the gun range. Logged on. Is it Phil, a voice from the past?
Yes.
Well, we don't do replays, so yes, this is live. Walter Mellon says, question for Phil: are you still taking poo breaks after the 4:00 hour?
Yes, they are frequent and vicious.
So was that vicious? Was that your thing that at 4:00 you'd run off the screen and be gone for 5 minutes or something?
It sounds like me. I will give it that, but I can't say that it was as routine that I scheduled it.
It's weird that people pay that much attention to the nuances.
It's
you know
endearing.
what I'm saying?
It's endearing.
Baker's Cocky Hens. I don't know who that is. He's some gif of a guy. I don't know what that is. He says, though, I don't know what he says. All right, forget it. CK says, can we have Doge come in and cut Bradley Beal's contract? I don't even know what that means.
Doge is the Department of Government Efficiency.
Uh-huh.
And their job is to cut contracts and to whittle out mass spending where it's not needed. And so,
yeah, let's get them over to the Suns. Open up your books. Open up your books. Stockton Slap says KD's a glorified Carmelo Anthony. Great, pure scorer, but he's not a winner. The only reason he's got any championships is he joined the teams that bet him and got to play along 3 other Hall of Famers. I think your text might have fallen apart there, but we get the idea.
Yeah, I Carmelo Anthony, that's a bit low on the totem pole for Kevin Durant. I put him a little higher. Carmelo was certainly selfish to a degree. That Kevin Durant just wants to ball. You know, like just where you say cool, I say he's just the chillest guy in the league, and that comes with like no leadership qualities, no leadership ability, but he's much better than. Oh my gosh, Jeffrey.
I'm trying to distract you with her sexiness.
God,
I just put the picture of Virginia Hollis on the screen again.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Phil.
Hi.
Want to go get a drink?
Yeah, for your dentures or?
I'll take them out.
Oh God.
Wow.
Temptation is great, Phil. What were you saying?
Kevin Durant is not a selfish. He's not a selfish player.
Not a selfish lover.
We better take a break. Somebody out there is going, why are we bothering to get this radio station back on the air? Why? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back, weekends now through March 30th. Be ready to have a great time. Amazing adventure awaits the entire family. New shows, shopping, jousting nights, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. It's fun and affordable. You'll love the Renaissance. Visit now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.redfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness. Huzzah!
With all the school supplies your child will need over the years, it can be easy to overlook the most important one of all, money, which is a good reason to open an AZ 529 education savings plan. Whether you invest $15 or $150 a month, your money grows tax-free. By the time your little one is ready for college, vocational school, or workforce training, they'll have all the savings they need to get the job of their dreams. Visit az529.gov to get started.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
1580, The Fanatic.
Well, I'm still chewing. What are you chewing? I'm eating an oatmeal pie from Little Debbie oatmeal pie.
You're eating Little Debbie's what? I'm sorry, I just got my headphones on.
I'm eating Little Debbie's pie. Oatmeal pie.
Ah.
I didn't realize the break would be so short. Okay, I'm good now. I like to eat health food during the break.
Yes.
Stockton Slap says, hey, Jeffrey, have you thought about voicing romance novels aimed at the elderly? With that voice, you can make a killing. geriatric Jeffrey voice of the Hard Candy Chronicles.
The Hard Candy Chronicles?
It is well documented that I will do just about anything for money. So I don't even care. So this is the voice I'd use, like, hello, my dear, how are you? I get out of easy. Listen to me. I do not mind if your robe becomes open like that. The neighbor is not so happy. Close the blinds. It's okay.
I don't think that's a robe that's coming open like that. But anyway.
Oh,
that's a flap of something else.
You, dear God. Oh, look at this. Just the tip sends over a picture. There's a full plate on the back of a toilet. He says that's lasagna, salad, ham slice, and crackers. He's basically inviting you over, I think,
that is
for some lunch.
That is disgusting. A ham has no business being in a perfectly good lunch like that.
I don't know. I've
delicious.
left many a ham in a bathroom before. Many hams.
Is Thanksgiving dinner, he says. But now this is lunch.
Oh.
No, it's just lunch.
If
It's like a toilet cootery or something.
Yeah, if it's left over from Thanksgiving, it's more disgusting than anybody might think. That is
No.
vile.
This is
just
fresh.
now eating it.
No, this is fresh. No, listen, you're not hearing me right. He had offered you Thanksgiving dinner on his toilet that you declined. This, he says, well, here's some lunch, and that's a bits of ham, some Ritz crackers, some salad, tomatoes, and a little chunk of lasagna.
Depending on the lasagna, my interest might be piqued.
So yeah, just the tip knows how to speak your language.
Phil, it's good to have you back, old friend.
I miss you.
So Jimmy Butler is now with the Warriors.
Yes.
What did the Warriors give up for that?
Andrew Wiggins and a bag of potato chips.
So basically nothing.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins would be the big piece that they gave up.
So basically nothing.
Exactly.
Well, they gave up Dalton Connect. No way.
No,
that
that's
was the Lakers. Yeah. Okay.
So that poor Dalton Connect is just like, why? What did I do? Out of nowhere. He's just, I thought I was doing pretty good.
Welcome to the NBA, kid. Now pack your bags.
Oh, good. So Butler is now on the Warriors. Does this make the Warriors a championship team? Is this the missing spark of life that the Warriors have needed these years?
I wonder if it's too late in two senses. We talked about this on Beat the Book, but I wonder if it's too late on two senses. One, whether or not it's too late in Jimmy's career for him to make the full impact that you normally associate with Jimmy Buckets. I wonder if it's there, but also the Golden State Warriors are in even worse shape than the Phoenix Suns. They are further right now. Right now, they're not even in the play-in, and you have to be pretty far down to not be in the play-in. One wonders whether or not they can get in the last spot, because looking ahead of them, all those teams do feel.
Can I just Phil? We have the exact same record as the Warriors,
but they lost a lot of tiebreakers. Look, to be in the play-in is nothing to be really, really proud about. So regardless or not even they make the play-in, that's one thing. But there's only one team above them that you feel okay, they could probably fall. That would be the Sacramento Kings. Outside of that,
who also have the exact same record as the Suns and the Warriors.
Exactly. And at least the Golden State Warriors have made a move that you can feel better about as a team, that you don't have reports leaking out that says that the locker room is toxic, that the culture is toxic. The Warriors have a lot of foibles, but those two things are very pivotal, and they do not have that. They also have a better coach. They also have a better, higher ceiling. They also have a better superstar. No matter what optimistic look you want, the Warriors look a little bit better than the Suns, but more so to the Warriors right now. I wonder if they will have to try and claw their way, effort their way just to make the play-in, and then be exhausted by the effort, and see if they can't be better and have a horrible outcome due to that. That's what I fear.
The fifth letter must not have been listening to the show yesterday. He says, wait, what? Where in the effing world did Killer Keon go? Canned him already? Okay, first off, he was with us for 3.5 years. Second, if you listen to this show, you know he's been begging to get fired. No, fifth letter. Yesterday was his last day. Go back and listen to that show, and we give him a nice farewell send off. And by the way, Moist One, you also could listen to. Was it yesterday? When did you talk about Randall Greichuk? Yeah, was that yesterday, Randy? I think we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, Randall Greichuk.
Yeah, he wants to know your analysis, but we gave that already, so you'll have to go back and listen to that podcast. I don't remember what hour it was in. It isn't really not my job to keep track of stuff like this. So, Kiss the Cook says Keon was our one soul man. Let my Keon go.
Wow.
He's in a better place right now.
You said the exact same thing yesterday, Kiss the Cook.
So the Phoenix Suns, the last time they faced the Golden State Warriors, which is on January 31st, the Suns thumped the Warriors 130-105. And I am not sure the other times that they played this season, but the Suns have easily handled the Golden State Warriors this year. And I think even if Jimmy Buckets is there, I still don't know that the Suns, back on November 30th, the Suns beat the Warriors 113-105. I don't think the Suns, if it came down to it and we had the same exact record as Golden State, the Suns would win. They'd win because they have they've got the season, what is the tiebreaker? So I don't know that this Jimmy Butler thing helped Golden State as much as it would have helped Phoenix.
Hey, Randy, let's make ourselves a deal here. Okay. Let's not talk about tiebreakers or playoffs or anything like that unless the Phoenix Suns actually start to play better. Because right now, just hearing that, it just seems silly. Yeah. That's like saying the kid who's got the little pedal car coming down the driveway is like, in the standings in NASCAR, I think he's got a shot at the championship this year. No, there's no chance. Nothing good is going to come of this. Nothing.
Okay. All right.
Not the way things have been. We are 15 and a half games back from the Oklahoma City Thunder, who thumped the living bejesus out of us last night.
Yeah.
And we are in our own Pacific Division. We are 5 games back from the Fakers. Not even the Fakers. I can't even make fun of them without realizing now. Well, that's a damn scary team. That's going to be interesting to see what they do next. I'll laugh my ass off if they completely just still Dodger it up and collapse.
Yeah, no, that team is highly impressive. Yesterday addressed their biggest and a lot of people would argue their lone weakness in both a center and a defensive center. And they brought both in, and he's also young. The fact that he has a chance to grow up with this team alongside Luka is absolutely bonkers.
Hooray. So yes, fifth letter, you did. He says, damn, I must have missed it. Yeah, you did miss it. Now Phil is filling in until we find our new guy who, when they try out, you guys get to be a part of it. But can I just say this before, because like tomorrow we got 2 guys who are coming in for a tryout.
Yes.
Be nice to these guys.
Oh, you didn't just say that, did you?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not going to read.
Well shot them in the back. It would have been a lot easier.
I'm not going to read the mean stuff that you guys say.
Did not just say that.
I just want them to be nice to these guys. I don't mean don't ask them questions. Don't give them a little bit of a hard time. But just, we had guys on in the past when they were trying out. Like that smarmy douchey guy, but everybody let him know immediately. I hate this guy. He's a smarmy douchey guy. And it's like, come on, man.
But by the time we were through with him, we ran out of Kleenex in the entire office.
Ghetto Girl says, why not give the testers a chance on the show? That's what? Oh, texters.
Texters, not testers.
Yeah. Listen, shut up. 888-368-1580. Just Tip says the Suns are a 6-pack without that plastic thingy to keep them together. That's right. We need a plastic thingy to keep them together. And Ghetto Girl, that's a fun idea until you actually hear it tried. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, it sounds like a good idea. Hey, let's let the listeners come in and try out. And very quickly, everybody realizes that was a horrible idea.
Like Jack Sparrow making a movie entirely about him. Bad idea.
T-Licious says the best part about the NBA trade deadline being over is now pitchers and catchers report in the next 10 days or so.
Yeah, baby.
Well, they were going to do that anyway, T-Licious. So.
Yeah.
I don't need time calls. Don't worry about me. Navy Brad says, dog, He just sent me a picture of his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Today marks the 9th month that he's had Stella as his service dog. That's a good dog. No, not that Stella. It's a very good dog. It's funny because when you first get a dog and they're kind of like, I don't know what's going on. And like when I first got our dog, they had that wiry fur, and then because they're not being fed great food, and then you start to feed them the good stuff, and then they realize they're loved, and all of a sudden their coat's very soft and their face looks like she looks all relaxed and happy and soft and good to go. So good job with your dog there, Navy Brad. Walter Mellon says, Jeffrey, did you say be nice? Oh no, tomorrow the hazing begins. I'm not reading your text. If you do this to these poor guys, we should have a safe word. The opposite of a safe word.
Pineapple.
Now, if I say something, then you guys can just let them have it, both barrels. Because if there's a point during their tryout that I'm like, I really don't like this guy. I can say something like mahogany. Of course, I can always do this. There's another way of doing it. It was nice having you on. Phil's going to show you the way out.
Thanks for being here today.
I've only been here 3 minutes. That was
Right.
enough. It was enough.
Yeah.
It was enough.
Thanks for joining
We
us
got
today.
the gist.
Stockton Slap says, damn, Jeffrey, you're down to one little Debbie cream pie, and now you become Debbie Downer. Well, which part of that was, I'm not down. I'm not a Debbie Downer.
What do you mean?
For the Suns, I believe.
Look, he's a Suns fan. I'm a Suns fan. Phil's not, but he can commiserate with us. I mean, he's been around us long enough to know, look, this is our team, and we wanted to see them do something other than the mediocre, and that it didn't happen.
Nothing happened.
But they could be using these guys for a trade later.
I don't know, really.
In the offseason, they could just have collected these guys and these first-round picks to make some moves in the offseason.
It's like somebody says, hey, I just bought a Kia. Bro, really? Why? Because I'm planning on trading it. Oh, good luck with that.
But this goes on. But Phil, back me up. This goes on all the time, right? I mean, these guys collect pieces all the time.
Yeah, in other scenarios.
Just not this one.
That's not this.
Just Tip says, tryouts tomorrow, sharpening my blade. Take it easy there. Dirty Bird says, I vote Hefty Lefty gets a shot. Now, if Hefty Lefty wanted a shot, I'd give him one. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Daily Blender, 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
Make extra money daily from your sports betting? Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here. I'm always about finding ways to take sports betting to the next level. And that's exactly why I'm pumped to tell you about Edge Boost, the financial platform that pays you cash back to wager. Edge Boost is an online bank account that pays you for every deposit. With the Edge Boost Visa debit card, you're getting up to 0.5% cash back on all of your sportsbook, daily fantasy site, and casino transactions. That's free money back in your pocket just for doing what you're already doing. It's a no-brainer. Plus, your Edge Boost debit card starts with a $250,000 daily limit, and it will never be declined for gambling activity. They've got built-in tools to help you stay responsible, and there's absolutely no hidden fees or minimum required balances. So stop leaving money on the table. Visit edgeboost.bet to learn more and sign up today. That's edgeboost.bet. Once again, edgeboost.bet.
With all the school supplies your child will need over the years, it can be easy to overlook the most important one of all, money, which is a good reason to open an AZ 529 education savings plan. Whether you invest $15 or $150 a month, your money grows tax-free. By the time your little one is ready for college, vocational school, or workforce training, they'll have all the savings they need to get the job of their dreams. Visit az529.gov to get started.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Be ready to have a great time. Amazing adventure awaits the entire family. New shows, shopping, jousting nights, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. It's fun and affordable. You'll love the Renaissance. Visit now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.redfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness. Huzzah!
I'm Angela Gonzalez, reporting from Phoenix. We're talking with the community about Phoenix Police Department. Ma'am, what do you think?
Oh, I love them. They're our local heroes. We've had some problems around here with break-ins and people using drugs on the streets. The police work with our community to have a presence in our neighborhood and keep our streets safe.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Gracias a la Policía de Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. What am I supposed to call you, by the way?
My name is Randy White.
No, not you. No,
Randy Blanco.
So,
Benny Blanco? Okay. Or Phil what? Do I call you Filthy Phil? Do I call you Phil the Fill-In?
You know, Phil the Fill-In.
I don't know that we've ever even been told you have a last name.
That is true.
You don't use your last name on air, so okay. So then just Filthy Phil.
Filthy Phil works.
All right, okay. I don't want to insult you.
No, I appreciate it.
By the way, I just realized something. Why'd you shave off? You had a magnificent beard. Why'd you shave that off?
I had the beard in the first place for a movie that I was making with my with a couple of my friends, and now that movie is done. So now I'm back to Naked and Unafraid.
When do we get to see the movie?
Well, right now it's in post-production. Is the not fun answer? Fun answer. We're hoping probably within the next few months.
Yeah. Do we get to see it?
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
is it just none of our damn business?
No. Also, I will post things and let everybody know. Absolutely.
That's cool. That's cool. But you know, I'm just saying that was a damn good beard. Not a lot of guys around the radio station can grow good beards.
You know what? I had never grown it out that far, so it was new to everybody.
Surprise!
I got compliments from I look like Jesus to Abraham Lincoln, which at the time I was like, I feel like you just think that anybody with a beard looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Could be.
I didn't feel Abraham Lincoln.
I think your character name should have been Jesus H. Lincoln.
Oh,
see.
Now there's
start
range.
to grow another one because you got another movie. I just gave you the idea. It's greenlit. You do this.
Absolutely.
Just make it happen.
Yeah, between me and me and Scotty the King Angle's version of Rambo, or no, not Rambo. What was the Rocky?
Yeah, he's a huge Rocky fan.
Yes, there we go. He has an idea. I can grow a beard. Let's do it.
CK says, just call him Landfill. No, I don't think so. We like Phil. That's the thing. We like Phil. So we're not trying to insult him or anything yet. Fifth letter says, Phil, what type of scene is this movie? Was it filmed in Scottsdale? I got some connections in the porn industry.
Hey, porn industry pays well from what I hear.
No, he said corn industry.
Oh, corn. Oh, yes. Lots of petrol.
The P and the C aren't anywhere near each other, so it can't be a typo.
Cannot. Of course not. No, it was a drama.
Just the Tip says, Randy, can I get a shot of Tito's vodka with a slice of lime? Neat. Because I'm not used to listening to this show sober.
Wow, there it is.
I guess at the gun range where I just came back from, they frown on drinking.
Oh, yeah, I could see why.
It's understandable. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Sad that this was the first show without Keon. He was a mainstay. But thanks for filling in, Phil.
Of course. Mr. Big George.
So let's finish up our conversation from the first hour there. We were talking about all the moves in the NBA. Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors, which, by the way, he'll be number 10 now. Nobody cares. Lakers traded Connect 4 in Reddish for some picks. Well, you also No, you gave up some picks, and then you got the Hornets Williams. The
Yes.
Hornets are just dealing and wheeling and dealing there. Okay.
Mhm.
They're hoping that they can get Cooper Flag, getting those sweepstakes.
I see. I got you. Yeah, that is so unknown, isn't it? Brandon Ingram, he got traded to the Raptors, and Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk went to the Pelicans. And so, everything's been moving around. And we had one little bit of a blurb of movement, and that was Nurkic. He go bye-bye, and we got a couple of dudes.
Yeah, a couple guys. Yeah.
Without looking at the piece of paper, I'm going to see if I can remember his name. There's Mitch and that other guy.
Steve Jenkins.
Steve Jenkins. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Do you remember, Phil?
No.
I would not have remembered Steve Jenkins had Randy not been so gracious to say it.
You're welcome.
No, that what was the guy's real actual name? I've thrown the paper away. I don't actually remember. I remember Mitch because we kept doing that. Todd, it was something. Cody Martin. Cody Martin. Thank you, Moist One. So I don't feel bad. If the other two here don't remember, then I don't feel bad for not remembering.
Well, again, it's not the move that you wanted. It's not the move that I could argue that you even needed, really. I mean, it doesn't help. It's not a move that helps you now. It's a move that helps you tomorrow, maybe, and possibly gives you a pathway to help yourself in the years going forward. It allows you to be able to trade Kevin Durant and not have to take on atrociously bad salaries, and it maybe even allows you to trade Bradley Beal alongside Kevin Durant. All this stuff.
It doesn't really address any of the needs you have. You needed a big man. I don't understand this.
And you gave away one.
and I don't understand why you would have given up a first round pick for these two guys. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's not like these two guys are enormously sought after in the league because they're up and comers.
Randy, the pick was designed to get somebody to take the debt. To take the money that was going to be a problem from Nurkic.
Yeah, it wasn't
more
to get
about
the guys.
that.
It was to incentivize the Hornets to actually take on Nurkic.
To breaker. Yeah,
it's a first round pick though. I
know. I mean,
anyway,
first round, and you know how it is in the NBA. You never know what you're going to get. But Seabass says, hey, do you read me, Blender Crew? You guys are coming in loud and clear on my end. Where's Keon at? I got a college basketball question for him. Well, about that, Seabass, he's gone on to other things. He was not fired. He went on to a new vocation. Yeah. And so now we're on the hunt for new Keon. So save your college basketball questions because I don't think Phil knows anything about college basketball.
I think he does.
Ohio State.
No.
You're just saying names of schools.
Kansas State.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
So there you go, Seabass. Hang in there.
Oregon State.
State. Yeah.
Swazman says, remember during the end of the pandemic, I named him Filthy Phil to fill in. I think that's an appropriate radio nickname that stuck. Those guys are doing a good job on Sunday morning.
Yes, Weekend Warriors. Make sure to always come on down. Listen, of course, we are moving after the big game to Saturdays. But
wait a minute. I thought I called you Filthy Phil to fill in. Was that Swazman that did that?
It's murky.
Show me that text, Swazman.
You go back in the history and prove me wrong.
No, I'll scroll. I can scroll up forever. But I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm sure you did. I thought I did. All right.
It'd be 3.5 years worth of text you'd have to go through.
Good luck.
He says it was totally me. All right. No, I believe you. It's just been a while.
Swazman throwing down the gauntlet today.
Yeah. So the gauntlet has also been thrown down by Donald Trump. He has told the NCAA, and the NCAA says, okay, with his executive order yesterday to ban transgender athletes from girls and women's sports. Okay, well, the NCAA is just very quickly bending to that. And I guess with an executive order, you got to do what you got to do. I just wish that everybody would be a little more measured and a little bit slower in what they're trying to figure out here. Yes, there is a fairness that you have to reach, But it has more to do with science, and let them tell you, hey, well, here's what the guidelines should be. But I don't think that just outright banning transgender athletes is the way to go. But it's been done. So it was funny. I saw something that was interesting. I saw somebody say, we don't have rights. Because if you have an inalienable right, you can't take it away when somebody shows up, and you can't give it if somebody else shows up. Obama came in and he did an executive order that made allowing transgender people to play sports as part of Title IX. And so now what Trump has come in and done is he's reversed that. So those aren't really rights if somebody just can come in and take them away, or can come in and give them back. And so I think that maybe at this point we can try to get together and be reasonable about this. It's not about, these men coming in here beating up women and vice versa or anything like that. There's a certain point, like I've always said, if there's a person who was male and then they had the benefit of testosterone to build this big body, and then they start to transition and go the other way, feels a little unfair that they would get to take what was built as a man to use against a woman. But there are certain things, and Keon had kind of filled us in science. Like there's a certain point where the testosterone is not a factor anymore, and there's this and that. So it has to be more of a reasonable conversation to come up with a good solution. We're not going to find it here. I don't even want to hear from you guys on the text line on this, because we're not going to make the jokes, and there's a couple of different opinions on how all this works. The only thing I'm going to say about this is, wouldn't it be great to come to this a little gentler and try to use science to decide, okay, when is it appropriate, when is it not appropriate, before we just outright say never again? I think it's a little more complicated than that.
I think it's very harsh in an approach to just say that anybody amongst us, myself included, are experts in an arena that really does not allow itself to just be simple. So
there's no experts until somebody is able to come together and to say, if this, then this.
Yeah.
Right. It's got to be an equation that is simplified for people to be able to see it that way.
Yeah, far be it from me to be the guy to raise my hand and say that I'm the expert. I'm not. That's why we have the scientists. That's why we have the people that test for many sports advantageous things in people's bloodstreams and makeup and all that stuff. That's why they test for that, to see if there are advantages that are fair or not for people in the same field. I would lean more that we could just approach this with a much more humane, much more empathetic position of saying, all right, I understand where you identify and stuff. Let's see what we can do to make the best possible outcome while being understanding. It doesn't seem like we always get that, but that would be in the best position of sportsmanship and just being a good person, one would hope you would approach it with.
Well, I hope that we can find an answer here that is fair. But fair in both directions. No, if I decide to go and I've decided I'm going to by the way, who's doing that? But if I'm going to decide to, I think today I'm going to be a woman and I'm going to go compete in this sport. That's probably not fair to the women in the sport, but it's also 100% not how this goes.
Yeah,
nobody's doing this. So the people who decide to go from man to woman or woman to man, it's something that it's inside them. They have their own story, and it's not a malicious thing. It's not a haha, I'm going to beat the system, and boy, I can't wait to beat up some women or anything like that. It's just, this is who they are, and they're trying to figure out themselves how to be this and still have the opportunities and what they want to do. And I understand that, but on the other side of that, let's make sure that the entirety of this thing is fair. Let's make sure that it's sensible and reasonable. And as a man who clearly always says I am in the middle, I'm not left, I'm not right as far as the politics go, I think this is one that everybody could join in on to say, hey, let's let's think about how to be fair about this. It's not as simple as some people make it out to be. It's not an evil thing that some people make it out to be. It's not this, it just take a moment and let's just try to be reasonable. We got to figure it out. And then don't make it an executive order, make it an amendment, make it in the Constitution, because if your rights can be given and taken away at the whim of the political winds, then it's not a right. So one way or the other, this needs to get settled, and hopefully with some cooler heads. Devil Hawk says, Jeffrey, to be fair, you'd make a beautiful woman.
To be fair,
I would not. I simply would not. Last Optimist says, trans aren't banned from sports. They're to play with the group that matches their birth sex. Yes, I understand that. That was what the executive order says. But like I said, this is a much more complicated thing than just that. Robert from Surprise says XXXY, and that's science. There's more to it than just that, Robert. This is why I didn't want to go too deep on this. Seabass says, so Keon went to the big radio station in the sky. No, he didn't die. He got another job. Something that was too good to pass up. Don't tell Phil what it does. I don't want him getting any ideas. Well, at least until after we found somebody. Let's see. He says, hey, Phil, what do you think of my University of North Carolina Tar Heels?
Oh, University of South Carolina Tar Heels?
North Carolina. No, you see, that tells you what you need to know, Seabass.
There we go. Let's go, Bill Belichick.
All right, moving on. Oh, by the way, I thought this was pretty dirty. This is dirty. The American Heart Association would like you to know that Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is the perfect tempo for CPR chest compressions.
See,
so even they are going after Drake.
It used to be Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, and now it's Kendrick Lamar. They had to modernize
Not
it.
like us. Not like us. 101 beats per minute. It's the right tempo for hands-only CPR, according to the American Heart Association. And they know what the song's about. They're trying. They know Kendrick Lamar is calling Drake a filthy pedophile. So this means the American Heart Association thinks Canadian Drake filthy pedophile. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use the word filthy, should I? Sorry, Phil. I don't want to associate that.
Did you do morning yoga to get to that full extent of the stretch? Did you? Yeah. No.
Do I look like someone who does yoga, really?
Don't answer that, Phil.
I've learned professionally to leave some things best unsaid.
Yep. Let's see here. Swazman. Jeffrey, are you guys glad you're not out there? You're out of the rat race at the Phoenix Open. You know what? It's fun. It is fun. See, here's what it is. Randy and I, we would just like to be transported there like with Star Trek transporters and not have to do any of the other work.
Yeah.
So if we were like to materialize and then when it was over, get materialized out of there, that would be great. But that is a crazy party, and it's fun to be out there. But there's a lot of it I could no thank you. No thank you. But the weather, sometimes is great, sometimes it's not. I don't know what the weather looks like for the Phoenix Open, but I think, you know what, maybe this is a good time to find out. Randy, why don't you give me a weather forecast for the weekend out there at the Phoenix Open?
Can do, Jeff. Go from the Harman Solar, 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. It's 37 degrees currently at Speedway, Indiana, and it's 76 right now where you're at. It's going to be beautiful all week with mid-70s for the highs throughout the weekend. It is going to be a little chilly, little nippy at night, getting down to the upper 40s. And sunshine on Saturday, and then let's see here on Sunday, some clouds are rolling in, and 74 for a high on Monday. Oh, the moon is at half moon right now, 68% of a full moon. Wind out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. It's currently 76 where you're at. From the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff. Go.
Thank you, Randy. Robert from Surprise says, did you say trans sport? I see what you did there. Oh, my God. So that's like that's
here
what
we go.
This is the
Here we
kind of
go.
thing I was trying to avoid.
Mhm.
Somebody's like, I don't understand. You people come around here with all your trans stuff. Next thing you know, you want to work on my transmission, and you gotta have a transcendental moment to have a thought process there in the transport. Shut up. Just please stop. God, please stop. Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back,
While Jeffrey catches his breath.
we got a lot of NFL stuff to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 7th through the 9th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Be ready to have a great time. Amazing adventure awaits the entire family. New shows, shopping, jousting nights, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. It's fun and affordable. You'll love the Renaissance. Visit now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.redfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness. Huzzah!
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
It's NCAA men's basketball action on the Fanatic.
Crossover, step back!
The 19th ranked Connecticut Huskies travel to Omaha to take on the always tough Creighton Blue Jays in NCAA basketball action. Tip time is Tuesday night at 6:45.
Catch all the action of NCAA men's basketball on your home for March Madness. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Just a tip. So, Phil, I don't know if you remember Just a Tip. Just a Tip spends just about every single episode of this program, as he says, in his cups. You know, he drinks quite a bit. So it's the thing where on his text, he'll start off and he'll say serious talk. And what that is Just Tip sitting there at the bar. He's like, ha, ha, ha. He's like, no, you listen to me. You know what I mean? He's leaning in to tell you something that he really wants to tell you. This very heartfelt.
Yeah.
So he says, serious talk. To be fair, Phil. He says, to be fair, Phil is awesome. He has great viewpoints, distinctive radio voice, not the dumbest effer you've ever had on air. Good job, Phil.
I'm glad can I put that on my resume, Jeffrey?
I feel
not
like you
the
should-
dumbest effer.
You should get in the text line and you should just get a screenshot of that right there and put it on your resume.
All right.
I feel like that you'd go far with that, but
I appreciate it, just the tip.
no, hurry, Harry. Stop. No, Phil definitely can't say that. Hurry, Harry just lives to hear me say this. Vaginale. I say it, Hurry, Harry, and at my discretion. Stop trying to make everyone else say it.
Is that anything like that one ad we run with cockalimonia, whatever it is?
Pneumococcal.
Pneumococcal.
Pneumococcal. Or when Henry Winkler talks about his gay eyes. I thought that was weird.
I thought it was his uncle's eyes.
Oh, that's right. He's like GA eyes. I don't know what it is. Is that dry eyes? I don't
No,
understand.
it's his uncle has the GA eyes.
The GA eyes.
I mean, everybody's got an uncle. I mean, we shouldn't talk about this. Random texter says, "Come on, Jeffrey. We know you secretly do goat hot yoga. It's okay to admit. I've done yoga once in my entire life." And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that again. And it wasn't in a room with a bunch of people. Just somebody says, here's how this happens. I'm like, this is dumb. Just like, I don't care for this.
Goat hot yoga. That is an animal violation if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah, that's abuse because in hot yoga, what do you do in the Bikram yoga? You fart a lot. And the goat says standing on your back and then you start farting and that's not, and they faint when you do. That's funny.
I would terrify them. They'd start screaming.
Now that you mention it, I wouldn't mind. I want some goats. When I saw this video where goats are kind of trotting along and you go boot and they go boom and they fall over. They faint.
Yeah.
They faint, they collapse.
That's the sole reason I've told my wife we need some goats. Because I'll spend all day doing that, making them just fall over whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels good. Swazman says, didn't Phil fill in for Eric Cohen? Oh, he was a handful. Remember, Jeffrey? Eric Cohen? No, he was way less than a handful, if you know what I mean. I don't like that joke because that indicates that where my hands have never been. And I don't. Moving on. Average Joe says, I didn't realize Harry Carey did weather updates for 1580. No, it's Randy White. You shut your mouth.
Hey, if it was Harry Carey, it'd sound like this here.
Yeah, it's very different. Seabass says, glad to hear that Keon is still alive and kicking. You know, I listened the other day and there was no indication he was leaving. Well, that's how you do it on professional broadcast radio. Actually, we knew since last week, and I said, Keon, how do you want to do this? You know, he's like, he just wanted to wait till the last day. So we respected his wishes on this.
I thought he said that he wanted each show to be gifted something a la, Dirk Nowitzki getting a rocking chair at one location. I thought that with each episode, he wanted like a new gift.
Weird because I heard, let's not talk about it at all until the very last day. So it doesn't ruin an entire 2 weeks of shows.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, but you could have something there, Phil. You listen a little differently than I do.
Tell you what, Phil, you go back and you give him 6 days worth of stuff. Okay?
Yeah,
And
let us know.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, I feel like once you guys are situated in the booth at the Phoenix Open, you're safe enough from the craziness. But yeah,
oh no,
set
you're
up and
not.
tear down, bit of a bear.
Oh no, you're not. They come right in after you.
There were a couple times I'm like, how did you get in here? I think you've even heard me do that on air.
Yeah.
Well, how did you get in here?
Yes.
Radio Ron and Eddie, I don't know, Eddie was always there. They did their best to keep people out. But one time I turned over, I'm like, oh, it's Sean McLaughlin. How did you get here? He's just like, your security is just horrible. I wasn't mad because it was Sean McLaughlin, but it was just like,
how did you get in here?
I want to see him in an arm bar before he gets near us, but okay. Moist one says it's a GA. It's a genital atrophy or something. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll leave that to the scientists. Let's see. Just the Tip says, hey, I'm retired. I got a hot girlfriend who works at the Cardinals training facility. Well, she says I've got to do something. I work 16 hours a week at that Lowe's by the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So come on over and see me. You can't plug your job. Hey guys, come over and see me as I work third shift mopping floors at the hospital. I mean, no, you can't. Why not? Okay, go ahead. Go see Just the Tip at the Lowe's. He says best part of this week is showing the wobbly boot folks from the waste management to the restrooms. They're literally hilarious. And I thought I drank a lot. Oh, so people are just stumbling into Lowe's like, can I use your bathroom?
That's because all 20,000 bathrooms out there are full.
You're going to have to probably cordon off where you guys sell toilets, because the people from the Phoenix Open will jump on the demos.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be a mess you want nothing to do with.
They're going to get a trial run one way or the other.
Swave Dave says, is it Phil, the guy who always tormented you, Jeffrey, by trying to play the Pina Colada song? Oh, yeah, it's him. But guess what? He's not allowed to. Radio Ron, that was years ago, wasn't it, Randy?
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I just realized your broom and dustpan there behind you.
Yeah,
we have the exact same one.
Oh, no kidding.
Same color, everything.
Yeah. Isn't that the best set ever?
No, because the broom handle doesn't stay on the thing anymore.
Oh,
it doesn't stay connected.
Mine does. It's got a little connector on it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, mine does.
No, they traded him. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Dalton Connect.
Dalton Connect.
Yes.
Yeah. Dog named Boo says, I have an aunt who's now my uncle. I love him just the same. You're a good man, dog named Boo.
Good.
Moist One says, yeah, they'll start eating subs in all the fake toilets. Well, that's if they leave a Phil concert.
Hey,
Phil's one-man show.
I love it.
What would you do if we said, hey, Phil, we have a stage for you. People are going to show up. What's in Phil's one-man show?
There's a lot of karaoke. That
doesn't sound fun for anyone.
No, but also with the acoustics of the toilet bowl, it actually does really. It's
nice. Yeah,
there's
little
a symphonic
natural reverb.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
the stage would be you'd construct a giant fake bathroom.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Who says it needs to be fake? First of all, and then second of all, there would be waterworks galore. Tons
crying.
Of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Crying?
I'm sorry, Phil. This just in. Your show has been canceled.
Second one. Gosh.
Big George says, Randy, it's currently 62 degrees with light rain coming down in Carlsbad, California. Can I get a Carlsbad weather report? You just did one. Okay, Randy, could you stop doing weather for places that aren't here?
I didn't do weather for.
You did. You gave temperature for some other place. I heard
Speedway, Indiana.
Yeah, that's some other place.
And I do that because we're a national weather service.
We're not a national weather service.
Oh, yeah,
we're a local show in Phoenix, Arizona.
Next week, I will be giving updates live from Daytona Beach.
No, you won't.
Ahead of the Daytona 500.
You really won't.
Oh, yeah. I'll be on the weather jet. I'll be live from Daytona next week.
Does the weather jet look a lot like your room there?
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Just keep it local, would you? That's all I'm asking. Keep it local.
Daytona.
Swazman says, remember, every great entertainer reuses old material. No,
Excuse
they don't.
me?
No, they don't. They don't. They really don't. Seabass says, question for Phil. Are you on Blue Sky, Threads, or X? Are you trying to figure out if you're really going to try to figure out if he's a liberal or a conservative? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Maybe I'm just a lazy guy. Because I'm on X, but I haven't joined anything else.
Yeah. As far as the radio show goes, I join everything except for like Snapchat, like TikTok. I don't do that, but I'm on all three of those, and I'm bad at them all. I'm just sitting there like looking around. I don't know what's supposed to happen now. So what am I supposed to do on social? We need somebody to run our social media, Randy.
Yep.
We turn it on and then we sit there and watch it. Nothing happens.
Threads especially feels the most pointless.
I don't even know what Threads is.
Wasn't that Facebook's version?
That's Facebook's version of Twitter. Yes.
Huh. See, I when I think of Threads, I think of Miss Kim's sewing kit that she has.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of thread in there.
Way more interesting than the threads you'd find on the computer.
Yeah, because she's got various amounts of needles and threads and different colors, and
I think that her sewing kit might have more audience than the Pro Bowl games because the audience for the Pro Bowl game has just plummeted. 18% drop for that Sunday flag football game. And then now here's the NFL saying, "Oh, we're definitely working on a flag football league." And come on, guys, it's fun to play flag football. It's not like great fun to watch it. And if we see these guys, we're like, no, they should be suited up and playing. So I don't think this is going to work. Do you think that this is going to work? The flag football?
No. People want to see the traditional football. People like to see the exciting sport. They like to see the big crunching hits. They like to see the outstanding plays. They like to see the open field tackles. They like to see the quarterbacks that get sacked in a high pressure situation. They don't want to see guys pulling flags. You kidding me?
So 2 years ago, when they started this nonsense, 6.3 million viewers. Now it's down to 4.7 million viewers. Now this is on ABC, ESPN, and Disney XD. So across the board, not only have they not gotten any traction, they're losing traction. I'm surprised there's 4.7 million people who watched it to begin with. That is stunningly high number to me. But it's not enough. I remember that old show back in the 90s, Sports Night. That was a great show, and they had 9.5 million viewers, and they got canceled by ABC.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that this Pro Bowl games is a good idea when all they get is 4.7 million.
I truly believe that the problem of the Pro Bowl games, the All-Star games, all these games that are supposed to be a celebration of the sport and bring the best of the best together, is that the game itself doesn't mean anything. Say what you will about the MLB All-Star game, but when it mattered for the World Series, you did get a better effort.
Yep.
You did get a better effort from those games.
Higher ratings too.
Higher ratings because it meant something. Now, am I advocating that these All-Star format games should mean something? No, not necessarily. But what I do think does draw interest and what does draw people to come see whatever format you have are the skill showcases. I did enjoy the skill showcases this year for the All-Star format for the NFL games, but I didn't watch a lick of the flag football game.
Now, that's interesting to me because now Phil's younger than us, Jeffrey, so maybe he's got something. Maybe the NFL needs to focus on the skill showcase. Maybe the NBA needs to focus on the skill showcase.
They should. They absolutely should.
Maybe Major League Baseball should focus on the skill showcase because they have the home run derby or something like that. I mean, they could have they could come up with a whole new package of skills for baseball players too, instead of playing the All-Star game. Because people are getting tired of watching this meaningless game in the middle of the season. People don't understand it. It's an exhibition game.
And it's not even a meaningless game in so much that it obviously is. The players treat it as such. I think if there was an honest effort, if there was an honest care towards who won and who lost, of course, everybody would sign up for that. The allure is right there. You got the best of the best in the sport. But when you have not only the second option, but the third, maybe even fourth option for the all-star pick players, and they themselves aren't giving full effort, what is there to draw me into? I'm watching these guys barely laugh and damn near eat a rotisserie chicken on their way to sacking the quarterback by grabbing their flag. I mean, it's not entertaining. It's not you're wasting time.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. Sorry, I've been distracted because the knuckleheads in Palm Springs they keep knocking themselves off the air just by hitting random buttons. I wish I was kidding. I am not even kidding. Somehow they've hit random buttons and they're like, oh, it's on network. And I just went over there, looked, and I'm like, this is why we hide buttons from you monkeys. Anyway, so let's take a break so I can make sure everything is okay out there. And we'll come back and I'll get to the text line and we'll pick it right back up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Make extra money daily from your sports betting? Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here. I'm always about finding ways to take sports betting to the next level. And that's exactly why I'm pumped to tell you about Edge Boost, the financial platform that pays you cash back to wager. Edge Boost is an online bank account that pays you for every deposit. With the Edge Boost Visa debit card, you're getting up to 0.5% cash back on all of your sportsbook, daily fantasy site, and casino transactions. That's free money back in your pocket just for doing what you're already doing. It's a no-brainer. Plus, your Edge Boost debit card starts with a $250,000 daily limit, and it will never be declined for gambling activity. They've got built-in tools to help you stay responsible, and there's absolutely no hidden fees or minimum required balances. So stop leaving money on the table. Visit edgeboost.bet to learn more and sign up today. That's edgeboost.bet. Once again, edgeboost.bet.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 7th through the 9th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right. Well, it's all fixed now.
How are the Dancing Bears over in Palm Springs? They doing well?
I tell them we should hide these buttons because you'll accidentally hit the button and then you're going to be in trouble. And then they're like, oh, no, but we want the button. And then so then I like, okay, here's the button. And then sure enough, they knock themselves off the air. We don't know what to do. Well, for starters, don't hit the button. I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you right now. Oh, hey, Phil, we don't have a pick from you. So if you're going to be hanging around here for a little bit, we should probably get one. You got a pick for the Waste Management Phoenix Open? Who's your golfer? Do you have a guy? Because here, let me tell you who we've picked. My guy, I picked Scotty Scheffler, not because he's the top ranked golfer, but also because remember a few years ago, we first started doing sports betting. I put a bet on Scheffler, and then I was like, whoops, wait, did I mean Scheffler? And then so I just bet on both of them, and I won big. So
No kidding.
So he's my guy. So I picked him. Yeah. And then Randy, he took Hideki Matsuyama. So who's your guy? Who are you going to pick?
That was a good pick, Randy. I would have gone with Hideki. I probably am going to go then, if I have to go to one layer below, I'll probably go with Tom Kim.
Good call.
Thank you.
So,
Tom
okay, I'll
Kim
mark
is,
that down here.
Yeah, it feels like the last guy of the realistic chances that could probably win it.
Tom Kim is why Sepp Straka would be another one.
Yeah.
He's been playing good lately, too.
Yeah. Keon had taken Sahith Theegala.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Sahith Thigala.
Sahith.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
a built-in list.
So if you look down the odds, we also took our long shot picks. I took Seamus Power just because I like the name Seamus. Randy took Billy Horschel because it sounds like horseshoe. And Keon took Nikolai Hurdigard because he knew I would do that. So
when I got on the air today, I think Nikolai was in the lead.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I bring up the standings. We'll see how things are going over there at the old.
That
Phoenix
was
Open.
almost an hour and a half ago.
That is no longer the case right
Oh,
now.
no.
Clark is 7 under par for the lead.
Wow. Okay.
Trying to bring up all of the set. Now remember, our guys don't have to win. Our guys just have to do better than your guys. So let's see here. Who's Spieth? You know, I was going to take Spieth, and he's like in 10th place or something. But yeah, Wyndham Clark is 7 under par right now through 15. Taylor Moore 6 under par through 14, but there's an asterisk on it. Why is there an asterisk on it? What does
Maybe
that
he's
mean?
an amateur? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, it was an A for amateur. It says 10th hole tee start. I don't understand. Does that mean?
that means he started on the 10th.
Why would you do that?
Well, because there's such a large field, they split the field. Half of them start on the first hole. Half of them start on the 10th hole. They start simultaneously, and that it gets them all through. Hopefully, they can get all through by sundown. So
I am confused because they're on the list here. Keon picked Nikolai Hurdigard.
Yes.
But then I see Erasmus Hurdigard.
That's his twin brother.
For real?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
You're so full of crap.
I am not. I'm serious as a heart attack.
I don't see another Hurdigard on the betting sheet. You're making that up.
No, it's Nikolai and Rasmus.
I don't believe you.
Okay. You don't
Hold
have
on.
to believe me. You
Hold
don't
on.
have to believe me.
Well, then I clicked a button that'll put everything in alphabetical order.
Okay. All right.
Just to see how full of crap you are.
Okay. All right. I can understand why you would think this way.
Oh my God, you're right. There's 2 of them.
I told you.
Well, Nikolai is 5 under par. Rasmus is 3 under par.
Yes.
For real.
Yes. I'm not kidding. They're twin
No,
brothers.
I know that now. Now I do believe you. Now it's just a matter of I can't believe it's not butter sort of thing. That's amazing. Wow.
Rasmus was leading earlier at 3 under par today, and then Nikolai passed him, and I guess finished at 5 under. Yes, that's exactly right.
Phil, did you have the standings up on your screen when you picked Tom Kim?
No.
Because Tom Kim
Actually, I really did.
is tied for 14th, but he is right now in a better position than Scheffler or Thigala or Matsuyama.
That's so funny. No,
Well,
I
that's-
sincerely did not.
It doesn't mean anything because there's a lot of golf to play. So
yeah.
And Keon picked the wrong Hurdigard, and I find that even funnier. Oh, no. I'm wrong. There he is, Nikolai Hurdigard.
Yeah.
He's tied for 3rd. He's in 4th
Yeah.
position.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Keon Rose just left a grenade, didn't he? So he's winning.
Yeah.
Trying
he
to
is.
see how far down is Scheffler and Matsuyama. I mean, again,
Well, maybe.
there he is. Matsuyama is 1 under par.
I think he's in 9, tied for 9.
No, he's
No.
down and tied for 43rd. With,
Oh.
he shot a 70.
Oh, okay.
And where's the cut line here? Oh, nobody gets cut now, right? They're in the actual round.
Oh no, there's a cut on this. This is not a premier event, so there
Well,
is
I
a
don't
cut line.
see a cut line.
There,
Is it just
there
not
will-
on here
Well,
yet?
there won't be a cut line until tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Matsuyama, not great. Not great right now.
Plenty of time, my friend. Plenty of time.
I can't even see Scheffler. Did he show up? Did he get?
Oh, no,
Did he get
yeah, I
arrested
know.
in the parking lot again?
No, he was playing. He no arrest. He was playing. Scotty Scheffler
Oh, there
tied
he
for
is.
80th.
Oh,
Tied for 80th
yeah,
at
he's
1 over.
1 over par right now.
Yeah, and
through
he's playing
through 14.
Yeah, he's playing the 15th hole right now.
Oof. Not great. Okay. Just want to see where we were, but no, Phil has taken Tom Kim. And who'd you say your long shot guy is?
My long shot. Let's go with Max Grazerman.
That sounds like a made up name. Where the hell is he? Did you just made that name up?
No, I
didn't.
didn't.
Max Grazerman.
He's not on my list.
He's tied for 66. He's even right now. He's even.
You're
He's
not
in the
allowed to look
clubhouse.
at
Even.
You're not allowed to look at the standings.
I'm
You're
not.
supposed to have looked at the odds.
I am looking at the odds.
What is his odds? I don't even see him on the list.
Plus 30,000. No, is it 7,500? I thought it was plus 30,000.
Oh, I see Max Hama.
Nope, that's Max Homa, and it's Max Grazerman is tied for 66.
I'm sorry, he's not on my list, so you can't have him.
He is on here. He is in the field.
He's not on my list.
He's tied. His odds to win are plus 30,000.
Well, now I got to write down Max. What's his name?
Grazerman. Did I grazer, man? Oh, man.
Grazerman, and he was plus 7,500?
Yeah.
No, plus 30,000.
Well, plus 30,000 currently.
Currently plus 30,000 to win.
That's the worst odds, I think. Okay, I'll let you have him.
And Seamus is just ahead of him. He's at plus 50,000. He's tied for
dropped to 50. He was at plus 12,000 yesterday.
He's tied for 67.
We deal out winners here on the Blunder.
Yeah, we do.
Like we say, we don't know anything about anything. So we're just gonna, which one of our guys does the best?
Right.
Nobody predicted Wyndham Clark. Not even Wyndham Clark's mom predicted Wyndham Clark.
That's why he got his name.
Wyndham has a great golf name, though, doesn't
Wyndham.
So let's get to the text line here real fast. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I got banned from Twitter. I'm proud of it. Okay. Seabass says, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Threads. I'm on X. What's your handle, Jeffrey? Over. At not interested. Devil Hawk says, I'm just the Jeffrey O'Brien. That's it. You can find me. Devil Hawk says there's a popular song out there called Begging for Thread. Since Randy's hip with the youth lingo, what does that mean? Begging for a sewing kit? Makes sense to me. I don't know.
No, it has nothing to do with a sewing kit. I'm not at liberty to talk about that on the air.
Big Jake says the best, most rational part of the show is departed, as will I. Best of luck. Dial change. Oh no.
Who said that?
Big Jake. This guy was always he was always an ass. Oh no. Oops, I blocked him. Oh, what a shame.
Darn it.
Ah, dang. Swave Dave says Wyndham damn near killed him.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
Glass Optimist says, I might have watched some of the Pro Bowl activities if I'd realized it was being held. After cutting the cord, I don't have TV on unless I know what I want to watch. Fair enough. I don't think you missed much, to be honest.
Although one of the Pro Bowl skill games was called Helmet Harmony, it was their version of the Newlywed Game. So take that as you will, as we saw these great gladiatorial sports athletes go head to head in the Newlywed Game.
Are you for real?
They're 100% serious.
Swazman says, I watched Tom Kim play today, featured group on ESPN Plus. That dude's maybe top 20 in the world.
Yeah,
he's
good.
That is our we mean it picks. So that was a good pick by Phil. The long shot picks, that's like a drinking game. So we'll see. Moldy Tuna Fish says, hey, I just heard Keon over on Fox 910. Sounds like he got his own show. Ironically, it's called Every Rose Has Its Thorn show. It is an outright lie.
Yeah,
Keon and Manuch, or Manuch and Keon.
Yeah, that's what I said. I better not hear him rocking Manuch and Keon.
Rock Manuch and Keon.
Well, One thing you say about Keon is he has taste. So
He does.
Whistling Gerbil says, so where did he go? Where did Keon go? I told you, listen, yesterday we told you guys that he got himself a well-paying gig and it's out of radio and it's none of your business. But he's
Samurai Sam's was hiring.
Yeah, those teriyaki bowls aren't going to make themselves. And
he's a civilian now.
Yes, lacrosse guy. Phil's back temporarily. Phil is here to fill in until we find the new guy,
which might be tomorrow.
Who knows? Don't put too much pressure on it.
Maybe.
We'll see. Boomer Sooner says, good day, Blender Nation. Good day, Boomer Sooner. Has been forever.
Yeah.
Where you been, Boomer Sooner? I thought, honestly, we thought you died.
Or were in jail.
Or died in jail.
Yeah.
Has Boomer Sooner not texted in since I've not been on the Blender?
No. He has. It has been since last June 7th.
Okay.
And then in June 7th, he told us he had taken a little break there. So he gets out of jail. He goes back to jail. He gets out of jail.
Yeah.
We're seeing a little bit of a pattern here, Boomer Sooner.
Mhm.
Well, seriously, whatever it is, good to hear from you. Glad you're still out there. Moist One says, oh, that little Jake's going to get sick of the Toyota commercials real quick. Just the Tip says, hey, Randy, 1 hour home. Need a Titus?
What?
Are you allowed to say that on air?
I think he means Tito's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he needs a Tito's. I didn't know what Titus.
He's driving.
He says, disregard. I got fat fingers. Give the man a drink. I think you just give the man a drink.
All right.
Swazman says, my guess is Keon's a valet parker at the strip club near the airport. He'll make a lot of money there, and he'll make his girlfriend jealous to boot. None of that is something that he would ever do.
Good on him. God bless him.
No.
Wow.
His mom would descend from the sky, purse in one hand, shoe in the other, and beat the living but Jesus out of him. There's no way that is what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, listen, I don't want to victim shame, but, the Marlins, they decided to have Bark in the Park. Bring your dogs, right? That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Bark in the Park. They had the Bark in the Park event. Everybody had a good time, except for one lady who slipped in dog pee and fell.
Oh.
She's now suing the Marlins for an undisclosed amount of money in excess of $50,000.
Yeah.
She says the existence of the liquid on the floor created an unreasonable, dangerous, and unsafe condition. Lady, you knew it was Bark in the Park. You knew that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to victim shame, but
isn't that kind of ridiculous?
Just a bit. But it says on the back of the ticket, you're going to probably slip in dog pee.
I don't think it does. Throw the lady a bone. She didn't know that.
Boo.
Oh, that was terrible.
Boo. All right. With that, that's 2 hours down and 1 hour to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Wow.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their third trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year, Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate, including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long, right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
The Weekend Warriors are hosting a super duper Super Sunday pregame show.
And you're invited. Join us on February 9th from 9 to noon at the Spot Neighborhood Grill in Glendale.
Of course, we'll talk about the upcoming big game. We'll have special guests and great audience giveaways.
And you'll get to meet me in person.
They'll get to meet all of us in person.
Yeah, but I'm the best looking one of the bunch.
Anyways, join us as we broadcast live from the Spot Neighborhood Grill on Bell Road in Glendale.
February 9th from 9 to noon before the big game.
Right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time. For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Oates.
Fill in.
You get very used to that. We got Phil, Filthy Phil, the fill-in, filling in until we find a guy. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I don't know, maybe I'll change the intro when we get the new guy, Randy. I don't know.
Change it. What do you mean, change it?
People get upset when we change things.
I don't think you should change the. I mean, we've had this intro for. You've had it for longer than all of us have been here.
No, I don't mean the music. I mean what I say. Even if I say something different, people get weird.
Oh, I see. I just don't say the same thing ever, and that way it doesn't happen to me, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably best not to tie yourself down, but
right.
Eye Candy says, good afternoon, Jeffrey. I'm surprised that Boomer Sooner even showed up the way Oklahoma played college football this past year.
Oh, boy. Welcome back, Boomer Sooner.
Why do you got to attack him? He just now texted in. He says,
to hell with you.
Sorry, guys, I've had health issues. Oh, how do you feel now, Eye Candy? He's had health issues. He does say, Randy, it's been a long time.
It has been, my friend. How are you?
Can I get a little Boomer Sooner, please? Randy hates doing that, by the way.
He's had health issues, right? I mean, what kind of health issues does he have?
Well, allegedly. We don't know that for sure. He could just...
Rumor is he lost a leg.
There you go.
That was a very
little. That was a very little.
Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, Boomer Sooner.
Let's see here. Moist One says... was Pitbull at Bark in the Park?
Darling.
Probably a story there.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we haven't talked a whole lot about the Super Bowl this week, and I think we are legally required to talk about Super Bowl stuff.
Yeah.
Leading up to the Super Bowl.
Sure we are. Yeah.
I would bet tomorrow there's going to be a lot of Super Bowl stuff on the show, or maybe there won't be. I don't know. Are people? That's what my wife asked me. She says, "Are people excited for this Super Bowl?" And I said, "I bet people in Kansas City are. I bet people in Philadelphia are.
Certainly are."
How excited are we for this Super Bowl?
I'm very jacked up for it. I mean, I think this is going to be not only a great Super Bowl and could be a classic for all ages, but it's going to be a damn fun football game.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to a good game. It's the last football we get for a very long time.
Right.
And I listen, I'm happy to see the Chiefs win the whole thing in three-peat. I'm happy to see the Eagles win and Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts get a ring. All the above. Okay. I have no dog in this race. I don't even, I just want a good game. I want this to be something. I want Kendrick or Lamar and the SZA to come out there and SZA the hell out of it. And I just want it to be worth
Kendrick?
watching. Please make it worth watching. That's all I'm asking.
Well, we certainly should be able to get that. I mean, you're right that the fervor and the tenor of the entire game is certainly down from where it normally is because people, for some reason, don't enjoy this rematch. But I would argue that for the last 4 times that we've seen this matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, it's been close. They've been entertaining games. They've been good games. Even the Super Bowl that was 2 years ago was a 3-point result with high offense, high octane. Like it was not a boring.
You walked away going, that was a good game.
Yeah. So I don't understand why people are saying all of a sudden this would be different if this was a rematch of the Rams and Patriots, where it was what was the final verdict on that? Like 9-3 was the final.
Oh my God, that was the worst Super Bowl.
Now that I can agree, but this. I'm quite excited for this. It feels like there's a bunch of great matchups, a bunch of great storylines. There's redemption for the Eagles. There's the 4-peat for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
I think that's 3-peat.
3-peat.
They've only won 2 in a row. They have Mahomes has a bunch of rings, but it's just only 2 in a row. They're trying to do 3 in a row, which nobody else has done. Although there is one player in NFL history who did get a 3-peat.
Deion Sanders?
No, not Deion Sanders. Randy, you want to give a guess without Googling it?
Who got a 3-peat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No.
This guy played for the Cowboys in 92, played for the Cowboys again in 93. Both years, the Cowboys beat the Bills. And then in 1994, I don't know if he got traded or whatever happened, but he went over to the 49ers and Ken Norton Jr.
Oh, wow.
Helped them beat the Chargers.
Wow.
I was going to wonder if it was Romanowski, but no, that makes sense.
Do you remember Ken Norton Jr.?
I do, yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Linebacker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's the only guy. He's the only guy who has a 3-peat of Super Bowls. No team has done it, but we'll find out. I mean, poor Ken Norton Jr., he's like, I'm the only guy. The Chiefs, he's like, okay, now there's 55 more. Great. Okay. Me and those guys. Okay. It's the only thing I have. Good Lord. I'll be honest. I don't even know if he's still alive.
Ken Norton Jr.
should be.
Yeah, I think he is. I haven't heard of his untimely demise.
I'm trying to Google it here. Ken Norton.
That is certainly you lose ownership.
Oh, no, he's still alive. Actually, boy. So now this even gets better. He has those 3 Super Bowls as a player. Then he got another one with the Seahawks when he was helping them coach.
Oh, no kidding.
Right. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's got 4 rings on him because I don't know what he did on the staff for Denver. Maybe he was carrying around the chewing gum for Pete Carroll. I don't know. And he's 58 years old right now. He has another championship with USC when he was an assistant coach over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he might get himself another ring because he's with the Commanders. So the Commanders been looking really good lately. So Ken Norton Jr. has put himself in a good position for more jewelry from the NFL.
Absolutely. Isn't it nice? Guys make a great living playing, in the NFL, and then they go out to give their lives for players post career. They make a second career And
are they required to kill themselves or something?
No, I mean they.
You said they give their lives. Are they?
Well, they're not making a whole bunch of money, are they? I mean,
like, we're going to need
as
somebody to
like
stand on the tackling dummy sled.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know how they're giving their lives, Randy.
That's what I mean right there. By standing on the tackling dummy and giving that that wisdom, they're imparting that wisdom onto these younger players. And
he's still alive.
And I didn't.
Does
say
that
he
mean he's
died.
not giving enough of himself?
I didn't say he died. What I said
he gave his life.
I said he's giving wisdom. He's imparting wisdom. He's
his
giving
life
what
force.
He's giving his knowledge that he's gained in the NFL. He's now sharing that with the next generation of players. You see what I mean?
How much life force can he give before he does die, though?
I don't think he would die from giving his life force. I mean,
you only have so much.
I don't. It's not. Can we move on to another topic?
You got to quit saying that people give their life for this. He's still alive, Randy.
Yeah.
Have some respect. He's 58 years old.
Never
have some respect for the living.
Yeah.
So sorry. Yeah.
Jonesy says, gotta say, this is the least excited I've been for a Super Bowl in years. Chiefs fatigue and hatred towards Philadelphia fans. I don't even know who I want to win, but I guess I'll still watch.
I do think this was probably, out of all the amalgamations, out of every possible outcome we could have for the championship weekend, I think that this was by far the most just least desired outcome. Most people would have been excited with Chiefs Commanders. Most
Did
people
the best teams win? That's the most.
Oh, yeah.
That is the most desired outcome I can think of.
I mean, I would agree with you, Jeffrey. I'm here and I'm excited for my nachos, for my wings, for my Super Bowl.
Oh, nachos.
Oh, yeah. For my breakfast burrito. But I'm not everybody's there. Some people need the narrative. Some people need that little extra to it. They need somebody fresh, somebody new. And also, I do think that there's a bit of sourpuss in this, and that a lot of people are just really, really sad on behalf of the Buffalo Bills. Kind of like the Detroit Lions.
And the Lions.
And the Lions, and the Detroit Lions of last year, where they were like, oh, wouldn't it be just so gosh darn Pollyanna nice if one of these teams, they deserve it. They had a good little run, those Lions and those Bills. Isn't it so sad? And now they got beaten by the big old Chiefs. It's like, be better. Be better.
Yeah, well, Tom Brady actually put it well. He says, to be in this country and not cheer for excellence is beyond me.
Agreed.
And, people hated on the Patriots all the years that they won. I don't understand why people get mad when a team wins a bunch. And like, I'm sick of these guys. You celebrate them. They're good, and they keep being good, and they keep coming back. The Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 times, lost 4 times. Don't be upset about that. They were good enough to get there. They deserved to be there. And it was weird that they never won, sure. But, hey, that's just part of the story, just part of it. You want the best teams that you have, to get there. Now, I didn't expect the Lions to go out the way they did, I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
And I could have seen the Chiefs go out to the Bills, sure. But listen, you got to play the games, and they did. And here we are.
Yep.
They always say, may the best man win. You got the Eagles, you got the Chiefs, and it's what it was supposed to be. It's going to be a good game. Now, I get it. All the stuff that comes along with it. Like even Tom Brady, he's like, can I just say, he says, kind of nice to see somebody else get the hate for once. He's like, people always hated on us for a lot of years, and I didn't understand it because all I did was like, I don't know, we try to do things the right way. Yeah.
Well,
we try to go out there and compete for a job and win. The difference between the Patriots and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Patriots actually did cheat.
Yes.
The Chiefs, people are accusing the NFL of using the refs to help them cheat, even though the Chiefs themselves aren't doing nothing. So that is the big difference there, Tom Brady. But still, he's right. To be in this country and not cheer for excellence, beyond me.
I don't understand how people can claim. Now I know there's ways to look at the game and say, oh, that call went in favor of the Chiefs, or that call went in favor of the Patriots or whatever. But how you can claim that week after week that the NFL would help the Kansas City Chiefs.
Of all teams.
The Kansas City Chiefs. Don't you think if the NFL really wanted to help a team, wouldn't it be a major market team?
They're going to help the Chiefs, according to the conspiracy, to make sure that Taylor Swift is there, because when she's there, your ratings go up. That is the thought process of the conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, it's a Super Bowl. They're getting eyes on them anyways. And again,
billion.
I'm a loose nut when it comes to the NBA because I'm certain that's rigged. But look, I'm
not going to disagree with you until they start doing it out where everybody can see the draft.
The NFL, I don't understand. Everything's out. It's above board. It's out front. I don't see how they could be cheating to help these teams win.
Not cheating, but I will say the NFL probably did tell the refs, we not just Mahomes, but we got to protect these quarterbacks.
Okay.
And maybe they said, like Patrick Mahomes. That's probably the worst of it, but it's not the only.
Well, I mean,
it's not the only thing.
For example, in baseball, I mean, a superstar is going to get the reasonable doubt by an umpire rather than a rookie when he's up to bat. And there's a borderline pitch, a pitch on the black or a pitch that's just off the plate. A rookie's going to get, if the umpire thinks it's a strike, he's going to get called a strike, where an umpire might give the superstar a little easement, an easeway on either side of the plate there and call it a ball rather than a strike. I've seen that. I understand that. That's all part of the game there. And I understand that don't rough up the quarterbacks. Don't hurt the quarterbacks because it's bad for the game. Then it causes a bad product on the field. I understand that. But to help the Kansas City Chiefs?
There's certainly no mandate out there that dictates from the NFL head offices to say Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl again. Everybody make it happen however you want. There's nothing to that sort. The furthest I could go to reaching a middle ground would be that, yes, do they get some of the 50-50 calls? Absolutely. But you know what? That's part of the home field advantage. And you know how they get home field advantage is having a stellar regular season. And every time that the moment has demanded it of them, excellence has been their response. And it's hard to go against that. It's hard to argue against that. And it's hard to not just respect it. Even from a Broncos fan, it's within my division. I hate to go towards the Ralph side of things of pure on love towards a division rival, but I at least respect them and say, you know what? Greatness does deserve certain calls, does deserve certain wherewithal of.
It deserves to be fair.
Yes, exactly.
That's all they deserve. But here, listen, Last Optimist says, excited for the Super Bowl. I'm attending my first Super Bowl party in years. Hey. By the way, tell Randy I got 2 brisket points prepped to turn into burnt ends for the party. Smoke them, braise them, chop them, sauce them, fry them, and tallow.
Nice. I'm going to prepare a brisket tonight. I'm going to have it all day tomorrow, and I'll be eating that on Saturday and Sunday. So congratulations, my friend. Good choice.
Boomer Sooner says, thanks, Randy, for that. He says, yes, I had health issues, heart aorta issues. Not joking here. Oh, I could tell because that's not funny at all.
No.
Number one Rattlers fan says, hey, Phil, welcome to the show. Phil's just filling in. Phil's been okay. Forget it. He says, good luck. Just to let you guys know, there are 52 days until the Rattlers' first game of the year. Okay, great. Thanks. Big George says, Ken's dad, Ken Norton, was a prize boxer who fought Muhammad Ali and Jack O'Halloran. Yeah. Jack O'Halloran, is he still alive? Why don't you look that one up?
Is he still alive and hollering?
Yeah, why don't you look that up? I'm not just. Moist One's worried he might not watch the Super Bowl. He says, "What if the Dodgers win?" I don't know. I mean, I know they won a Super Bowl. They won a World Series recently, but generally they spend tons of money and nothing good comes of it, and we enjoy that a lot. Go Hawks says, haven't been this unexcited about 2 teams since the Bears versus Colts in Super Bowl 41. You shut your mouth. We won that game.
Why do you got to be so mean?
We beat Brian Urlacher, so suck it.
Yep.
Gamecock says, late tuning in. Who's the new guy? He's an old guy.
I'm a new old guy.
He's new to you, but he's old. He's an old guy. Phil the fill-in. Filthy Phil. He's filling in until we find the new guy. Devilhawk says, that's a ridiculous accusation. The Chiefs are getting help because of Taylor Swift. We all know it's because Lamar Hunt and his kids are Trump supporters. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Wow.
I had no idea. CK says, I get it, you guys. Yeah, I get it. You guys are having the Super Bowl, but the fact you guys ignore the overwhelming evidence of this is mind blowing.
Oh my gosh.
It's mind blowing, CK?
What's a mond?
I don't know, but whenever we find out, it might blow our minds.
It's what baseball is trying to lower.
So, CK, yes, 1580 The Fanatic is your radio home for the Super Bowl. That has 0% to do with what we're saying. We're not ignoring overwhelming evidence. In fact, I've got evidence right here to the contrary, in the form of statistics. So, you know what? Let's take a break. And when we come back, I will share you some of the overwhelming evidence that you may think the Chiefs are getting the calls. They're not. In fact, in some cases, it's going the other direction. We'll fill you in when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know the vitamins are your partners in health, not just inside, but outside too? These nutrients are key to our daily well-being. And for anyone who can get pregnant, folic acid is a must for preventing birth defects, helping you have a healthier pregnancy. The Arizona Department of Health Services is offering 3 months of free daily vitamins with folic acid. Power your health inside and out. Get your free vitamins at azdhs.gov/PowerMe A2C.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their third trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year, Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate, including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
The Weekend Warriors are hosting a super duper Super Sunday pregame show.
And you're invited. Join us on February 9th from 9 to noon at the Spot Neighborhood Grill in Glendale.
Of course, we'll talk about the upcoming big game. We'll have special guests and great audience giveaways.
And you'll get to meet me in person.
They'll get to meet all of us in person.
Yeah, but I'm the best looking one of the bunch.
Anyways, join us as we broadcast live from the Spot Neighborhood Grill on Bell Road in Glendale. February 9th from 9 to noon before the big game.
Right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tom Brady. Hate to really agree with him at all, but yes, to be in this country and not cheer for excellence beyond me, but I bet he's not going to cheer for Giselle's excellence. She just had an excellent third baby, and not with him.
Oh,
yeah, Giselle, she gave birth to a bouncing baby judo expert. That's right. Her and Joaquim Valente, they had a baby together. So boy, it seems quick, I guess. Yeah, but can I tell you what's amazing? I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but she's 44. So that's they worry about. Well, if you're 34, they worry about that. So good for her. And so
is it though? Good for her.
No, because she already has like built-in 15-year-old babysitter, her son with Tom Brady, Benjamin.
Okay.
And then of course their 12-year-old daughter, Vivian, she can babysit because I know she'll need some help because it's expensive, to hire babysitters all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because as you know, most of her time will not be spent with the baby. It'll be spent judo lessons.
Oh yeah.
Very important.
But not with Hakeem. Now she's going to be taking him with someone else because he'll need to stay home with the baby.
Yep.
And Hakeem should be very nervous about this.
Yep.
Anywho, by the way, you know how everybody's like, Taylor Swift. Well, the Bills are trying to make their Taylor Swift.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah, because Josh Allen got engaged. And I couldn't figure out who this was. Her name was Haley Steinfeld.
Yes.
Not related to Jerry Steinfeld. But she, I was like, I've never seen her in anything. And I looked it up and my wife was like, she looks familiar. You're like, yeah. We watched that Hawkeye show.
Yes.
With the least interesting Avenger. And, she... She was in that as Lady Hawkeye, I guess. I don't know what she was, but this is her right here. I don't know if you recognize her, but that she just got engaged to Josh Allen.
Is that McCaskey? No, that's Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah. It's a little blurry here on the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do this. I don't think her up in the box is going to get camera shots as much as Taylor Swift.
She's not anywhere near the star power that Taylor. Is it Taylor? Kaylee?
Yeah,
Taylor
Piff.
I forgot her name. Well, that's it. Taylor Piff. Look, she's nowhere near. Who was this girl? Joan Steinfeld. What was her name? She's nowhere near the Seinfeld star power.
I think in order to get there, you need a Kardashian. Like that would match the Taylor Swift.
No, because then everybody'd have to get shots.
Yeah, nobody wants
to take those. You got to take those antibiotics and all that. Get the creams and
moist one. You're right. Yeah. What you need is one of these guys to get with that Hawk Tua.
That Hawk Tua girl. See, now from what I understand,
she's on the run right now.
That's some star power there.
No. She's on the run. The Hawk Tua girl. She's like, hey, everybody, I've come up with my own Bitcoin, and everybody's like, seems legit, and people bought it and they lost everything. The next day, and then they're like, where's Hawk Tua going?
Her last words publicly were like, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep right now, but hey, have a good night.
They went to her plate. They found in the sink of the bathroom hair dye. Just so it's a mess. You'll never see her again.
Never again. No.
All your money is now gone.
Yeah, she's somewhere in Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Big George says no. Haley Steinfeld was in Pitch Perfect movies.
She was also in Pitch Perfect movies as well.
Means nothing to me. I don't
know what that is. That a baseball movie?
No, that would be
about a perfect pitcher.
That would be where the young ladies go around singing a cappella.
Oh yeah, see, I don't know anything.
That sounds horrible.
You know that Cups song?
Don't know why it would work. I don't know why I would.
Oh, is that where they get two girls in one cup?
No.
People keep trying to trick me into watching that. I'm just like, I'm not. I don't care for musicals. So.
Yeah.
Devil Hawk says, I'm being sarcastic, of course.
About.
What he said up there, his last text was in Sarcastica. It can't be in Sarcastica if I don't see it in Sarcastica. Moist One once sent me something in actual Sarcastica, which is just italics. So it is possible. It's just most people can't do it.
Of course, if you put Sarcastica in parentheses ahead of it, then Jeffrey will also see it in Sarcastica.
Oh, look at that.
Will you read it in Sarcastica?
Yes, I will. Silver Pops sent me another conspiracy theory. And conspiracy theory is that Taylor Swift is actually Napoleon Dynamite.
What?
That's
if you see
what
their pictures side by side, just saying.
No, there's no just saying.
Wow.
Taylor Swift is a beautiful woman. Napoleon Dynamite is a hideous
beautiful woman apparently.
Hey, you gave Taylor some curls and a pair of glasses. It's actually
Tina, eat your quesadilla.
Gosh. F the process says, don't wish the Kardashian Jenner curse on anyone.
Yeah, right now it's on Timothy Chalamet.
Who?
Timothy Chalamet, the guy in the Bob Dylan movie.
He's dating a Kardashian?
Yeah, he's
my
dating Kylie.
Oof.
Oh my God.
I think the Jenners are a little less toxic than the Kardashians.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't, because remember, Devin Booker was dating the Jenner, and
Yes.
he was okay. It didn't really affect him much, although
Never
where's
got
our
back-
championship?
Yeah, never got to the finals again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Gamecock says, is Phil the Seahawks fan that apparently has crabs?
No.
No. I have crabs, but I'm not a Seahawks fan.
Yeah, that's totally unrelated.
Yes.
Sir Drives a Lot says, when the Dodgers win Super Bowl LIX, will you finally admit the NFL is rigged? I mean, that depends.
The Dodgers win Super Bowl licks?
Yes. Still. You know,
it's far-fetched.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, do you guys still run the charity, with the sports stuff? Yeah, we do. I had to change the model a little bit because all the donations and stuff, we needed like a warehouse, and then you would need a staff, and we didn't have enough money coming into the charity for that. But we found when people would donate money, like my wife would make deals with finding good deals on equipment for like a Title I school or something, or we would just directly send something. So at this moment, bringing in money and then turning around and getting the equipment is just a little bit easier. I still have about 800 shoes on my porch.
Mm-hmm.
That need to go. That were, listen, we had thousands. It is down to a manageable amount now, but so we realized we were in over our heads as far as manpower was concerned. So, but yeah, we're still doing it. We're still trying to help out where we can. Kiss the Cook says, yeah, I'm not reading that. I can't read that, but I'll just read the part where I can. Toxic is what he has to say about the Jenners and the Kardashians. The rest I can't read like that.
I can try and fill in the blanks, and I'm glad you're not.
Yeah, I'm going to change it to they came from the same mother. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying anything else. Yeah, let's just, forget I said anything. Let's move on to the next thing.
Okay.
Oh, so the hatred for Taylor Swift, I don't get. Now, listen, she's not a very good actress. That's not hatred. That's just a fact.
She was in one movie, like the Valentine's Day movie.
She ruined that movie. She cannot act. And then she popped up in another movie that I watched with, what was it, Christian Bale and somebody else. It was like a period that's like from the 30s.
Oh,
you remember that?
Amsterdam,
That was actually,
yeah.
I was enjoying that. And then she showed up and I was like, oh, still no acting lessons. All right, then. Glad she died in the movie. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but
wow.
No, I'm just saying, I was glad she died in the movie, her character, so I didn't have to see her badly act anymore. She's not good at it. She's $1 billion star for sure, but I just don't care for her when she shows up trying to act. I mean, that's fair. I'm not like,
Isn't she sort of acting though when she's on stage at the concert?
She's putting on a persona.
That's a different kind of show.
And
she's a bad actress.
And a second question, Randy White, 1580 The Fanatic.
Go ahead. Yes.
From a standpoint of a guy who hates spoilers, and
Yes.
I would say you're a guy that absolutely abhors spoilers.
I do.
Why would you share a spoiler on this very radio program?
Because Amsterdam has been out for like 10 years now.
Also, that happens in like the first third of the film. I won't even say the first 10 minutes.
And it's also my favorite part of the movie. Not
Okay.
really.
All right.
I'm
All
kidding.
right. I
I'm
guess
trying to
I
look
guess
it
I'll
up.
let it go. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
No, I get it. I probably shouldn't have done that, but it's not that big of a deal to the movie. Oh, it came out 2 years ago. Sorry. But John David Washington, Margot Robbie were in there, and Rami Malek, Zoe Saldana, Christian Bale. I enjoyed the movie. It kind of some parts of it I felt did kind of fall a bit flat, but the worst part to me was Taylor Swift. Not because I'm hating on her. I'm not hating on her. I think she's a magnificent artist. And look at her. She's winning Grammys and she's making billions. And she is dearly loved by all, including, Kelsey. So, I'm not, when I watch the football, I don't get mad when I see her. I don't go like, ugh, they're showing her again. I'm like, all right. She's a notable person who is in the stands, and they show notable people in the stands. She's probably the most notable person that you're going to see. Now, here's the prop bet. How many times will they show Trump? How many times will they show Swift in this game on Sunday? I have no idea who gets shown more. I think it makes sense to show her more because, well, if something happens with Travis Kelce, you automatically cut to a shot of her. Trump, I don't know what. I mean, I'm sure they'll show him. I don't know how much, but probably quite a bit too, because you're like, wow, this is the first time a sitting president has ever attended a Super Bowl. I found that incredible. If I were the leader of the free world, I'd be like, free seats? Yeah, I'm going. I mean, every year I'm going.
Clear my schedule.
I'll land on the field right before the national anthem.
In Marine One.
Yeah, it's like, listen, I don't want to park, so I'm just going to land here. You can still have the guys work out at the other end of the field. Don't make it weird or nothing. But so I got no problem with Trump going. I'm just surprised it's the first time. So anyway, but here's the thing that I just don't get. I don't understand why people hate about this. They're like, what's your problem? Oh, the worst thing is they show a pretty girl on the screen for a moment and then back to the game, and you're injured by this. This makes you want to not watch a game. I don't understand that. It's the same thing as the hate for like the Chiefs being there too much. It's the same thing for the Patriots being there too much. I don't know why they've got a problem with Taylor Swift, but some Philadelphia Eagles fans, they're going after her hardcore. It's like she doesn't play on the team, but they've made these T-shirts that have this on the front.
Oh, wow.
It's F Taylor Swift, but the C in one word covered by an eagle, the Y in Taylor covered by an eagle, and the W in Swift covered by an eagle.
Now that right there, that is some Eagles fans IQ points right there. The same word is not even covered by all Eagle insignias.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Why? What is your problem with her? You don't have a problem with her. She doesn't play for the Chiefs. There's no reason for this. I just don't I don't understand. But
that is kind of the Eagle mentality, though. That's the Eagle fan base mentality.
It's not like she's Santa Claus. I mean,
well, but see, that's the point right there. She doesn't have to be Santa Claus because they've already pelted Santa Claus with snowballs and batteries. See what I'm saying? They don't care.
Yeah. Santa Claus ain't coming back. Taylor Swift has a chance, so they better get her now.
If I'm Taylor Swift, don't ever go to Philadelphia. Don't ever go to a game in Philadelphia.
Hey, look, I think she has a mature enough sense of humor that she would probably, when she does her next concert there and she's making millions for that one night or two nights or whatever, she could go up on stage wearing one of those T-shirts and say, I appreciate the free press, guys.
I bet she makes way more money than even that. Listen, I don't listen to her music. I've never been to one of her shows, and if I never do, I'm fine. I don't hate her as a person or as an artist. I don't care for her as an actress. But outside of that, she's not hurting nobody. Take it easier on her. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, it's just what Devil Hawk? No, you can't. What?
I could even understand it if they were cutting away from game, like the game happening on the field and they're going to Taylor Swift. But as it stands, it's 2 seconds that they otherwise would give to Bradley Cooper, that they otherwise would give to Donald Trump.
Sure.
They would give to Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Well, Devil Hawk, Taylor Swift is not a B. Why would you say that?
Oh,
she says Taylor Swift's the B, and so those shirts are truthful at least. What did she ever do to you? All you hear is how wonderful she is, and she makes homemade Pop-Tarts, and she didn't win a Grammy, but she was absolutely supportive of the other gals, and it's like I don't understand. Listen, I couldn't tell you one of her songs, but I don't think she's a B.
Yeah, there's no evidence to anything that she has been.
Moise one says maybe he meant she's a B cup.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinal Art says if she was hurt, she'd write a hit song about you, Jeffco. Not me. I didn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Devil Hawk says, I sent that text in Sarcastica. Dude, you can't, it has to actually show up that way. You can't just say that, or you have to say it before you send it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I already warned you guys.
Latina Leprechaun says, did you say you need some shoes? I have an extensive collection of heels that I'm looking to donate. No.
Oh, please.
We're still trying to find homes for these molded cleats. No.
Get those boys
and
on the stilettos.
Listen, Trump actually signed a thing, so we're not going to need those either. So sorry. That was wrong. Seller Pop says, Jeffrey, the Jenners are second generation Kardashian. That must mean their curse is alive and well. Them being second generation means it hits long after the relationship with said star. So you mean it's like a sleeper cell kind of thing. He said that's why the Booker and the Suns are in NBA purgatory right now for Booker's previous transgressions.
Is that what it is?
It's the curse hiccup. It just takes a little while to kick in, but once it does, bam, I got it.
Moist one just sent this in Sarcastica. He says, I like men. I don't think you should have left that in Sarcastica, to be honest. Cardinal Art says, I want my drink, Jeffco. Read my text. You're not the boss of me, Cardinal Art, and I'll get to it when I get to it.
The man's thirsty.
If I hadn't, oh my God, he's like 3 minutes ago he texted this and he's like, hurry up. We got about 30 people trying to text in.
Yeah.
Cardinal Art said Taylor Swift is what Jack Nicholson was to the NBA, as well as Spike Lee for the NFL. Pour me up a Tom Collins, Randy. Well, that comparison doesn't even match.
Well, no, he's saying just a brand ambassador.
No, but Jack Nicholson would go with the game, and he was a fan. And he would sit there. It wasn't a connection
Lakers
to
fan.
anything.
But he was represented a Lakers fan. Just
Spike Lee was a huge Knicks fan. Starting crap with the players.
Kendrick Lamar was an anti-Toronto's fan because of Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Drake was just a weirdo. So
I like I like Spike Lee. He's at least funny when he does stuff. Kiss the Cook says, okay, I got to stand up for Taylor Swift. She is a very nice person.
Yes.
So are her parents and her manager. I don't know any of them, but I believe you. F the Process says technically 3 generations if you counted O.J. Simpson.
Wow.
Can we stop talking about the Jenners, please? Swazman says, Jeffrey, I'm taking Philly on everything. 10-point win, co-MVP, Eagle fly. That's where my bets are going. You can't really believe Hurts and Saquon can co-MVP. They just won't do that.
That would be incredibly impressive.
Have they ever done that before?
Co-MVPs?
I think there might be one. I'd have to look it up.
Of the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you look that up? I know we got to go to a break. Eye Candy says, I wish nothing but the best for Boomer Sooner, and I hope for him a speedy recovery. Go Nebraska Huskers. Why, if you really wished a speedy recovery, why'd you add that part in there?
To give him the will to fight on, to give him
that's fair. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got on this date in Big George's sports history and other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from
has-
365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right, they're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous. The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Today in Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and King of Kitten says there's a lot of traffic leaving the golf tournament. Bell Road, Union Hills, Loop 101, packed up in the North Valley. Well, yeah, that's what happens every year. Every year it gets all kind of crazy. Tomorrow will be even worse. You should all avoid the area, leave earlier, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's a madhouse around there. Cardinal Art says, which Jenner, Jeffco, the mom or the mom? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't want to get involved with that. So I couldn't find my. I actually sat and I read and I printed up, but for some reason, I don't know if one piece of paper is stuck to another piece of paper. You shut up, moist one. I don't know where that went. I got to find it, but I went down this thing. There was some guys who did the research and found out that actually the Chiefs. Here's what it is. It's not that they always get favorable calls. It's when it's an important moment and it seems, wow, that was the moment. That was a wrong call. And roughing the passer stuff in a lot of circumstances were a bit excessive, and you probably should not have been called on the other team. But if you break it down across the season and you look at every single game, the math actually goes the other direction, where they get called actually more than some other teams, for certain things. But I don't have it. I can't. It's somewhere in my piles here. I got to find it.
Also, the other thing that comes into account on this, people will bemoan over the fact that the Chiefs get more of these calls on a volume basis. It's like, oh, over the past 8 postseasons, they've had the most. Well, guys, guess what also goes along with that? They've been to the Super Bowl the most out of any other team in those 8 years. So when you look at pure volume of who's had the most amount of games by far and away, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, but also it's unfair when you're not looking at a per game basis as opposed to the entirety of the volume, or where it's just not apples to oranges.
Well, in the last couple of years, though, where you see certain calls, it does seem to be the pivotal ones. It does seem to be in a moment where that's an important call. It stops, I don't know, stops the other team from getting the ball back with enough time to try to come back or that sort of thing. And there's a lot of one-score games for the Chiefs. So these calls get amplified. So I can see the frustration with those specific calls, but I don't think that you can look at the math on that and say, oh, it's rigged.
I think that that's a great point, Jeffrey, and that the style of which that this iteration of the Chiefs has played, where last season they were a pretty well-balanced team, offense and defense, even though they were pretty sluggish on offense to start out the season. The year before, they were a high-octane offense. So now this season, they've been pretty much all defense all the time, leading to a lot of closer results that may have felt, if you actually watch the games, much more lopsided towards the Chiefs, never feeling like they were out of control of the game. But because they always had these narrow results, you will always remember the high pressure moments going according to the Chiefs, as opposed to the Detroit Lions probably got some favorable calls all year as well, even at home. But when they're blowing a team out, it's much harder to make the case of, this could have gone either way when they're blowing a team out 41-20, as opposed to the Chiefs. Yeah, as opposed to the Chiefs winning 23-20.
Scratch from because says, what did Ralph do to make Keon quit? Was it sexual harassment?
No, just normal harassment.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Ralph. He sexually harasses everyone equally, so nobody gets mad about it. I don't think that's why Keon left. Well, right now, the Chiefs are the favorites to win the Super Bowl, and bettors, really are enjoying the odds because the Eagles opened as plus 110 underdogs, which means a $100 bet would pay you 110 if they win. The Chiefs, they started out as minus 130, which means you got to wager $130 to get $100 if the Chiefs win. So with more money coming in on the Eagles, those lines have started to shift, and the Eagles are now at even odds with a lot of sports books, as we always say, a pick 'em. And so now the Chiefs odds are starting to get closer, but they're at minus 120. So the point spread at the least the last time I looked is the Chiefs went from 1.5 point favorites to 1 point favorites.
That is correct.
If that's the current situation, then more bettors are putting money on the Eagles and the Chiefs in every state except where?
Kansas City.
Well, they're in Missouri.
Oh,
Phil.
Missouri, yes.
But it's still, you're right, it's Kansas.
Yeah.
Because it's right on the border. I don't know.
Well, it makes sense. This matchup, I think you can go up and down the entire roster of both teams, and the Eagles have the check mark, have the advantage all the way down until you get to the two most important positions in the NFL, which is
missionary and
doggy.
No,
no, head coach and quarterback.
Head coach and quarterback.
Those are the two ones, and it's not.
I don't know those positions,
and it's not particularly close. They are blowing the other team out. The Philadelphia Eagles are at a deficit in those two positions.
We're talking football, Jeff.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say, honey, let's try head coach tonight.
Yeah. So
I'll get a whistle.
No Sirianni positions tonight.
We're going to have a little tush push. All right, let's do this.
But because of the advantage that they have on that, that's probably why it's as close as it is. Otherwise, in a normal Super Bowl, if you were to flip-flop Patrick Mahomes with Jalen Hurts, this would be a blowout line in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's hard to say.
Well, the tush push probably will come into play. And Nick Sirianni makes a good point. He's like, everybody wants to ban this play. He says, but, the push doesn't work unless you got the players who can actually run it. And when Jason Kelce left the Eagles, I wasn't sure that they were going to be able to pull that off, but it turns out Philadelphia has the largest offensive line in the history of man. It's a giant offensive line still.
And the largest in the history of mankind.
Yes. And right now, I'll get you some stats. They are ginormous, but also the fact that Jalen Hurts can bench a city bus. He can
pretty sure,
he can squat a city bus. So nobody, listen, your team could also do the tush push. if you had the ability.
The Buffalo
And
Bills tried to.
So, why ban this? People are like, "Oh, we got to ban this thing."
It's a quarterback sneak. It's been around forever. I don't know why, because the other teams can't stop it, and they feel like it's an unfair advantage. Again, we go back to the Kansas City thing. If you want Kansas City not to be in the Super Bowl, then beat them. Don't complain about them. Beat them. If you want the quarterback sneak to stop working, then stop it. Figure out a way to stop it.
I don't know that there is. It's one of those where I think that what the rules currently mandate in order for where defenses can set up and how they can line up, I don't think it is possible to stop the current Eagles position on being able to stop it. Yes,
I got an idea.
Okay.
So you get like two guys in one jersey.
And
then you've got instead now you've got like 20 guys on the line.
Yeah. See, now this is why Jeffrey O'Brien's a visionary, ladies and gentlemen.
He's an innovator.
You make sure that they're stretchy jerseys, but you get two guys in one jersey.
Yeah.
Hey, before the refs even realize what happened, bam, it's over. I don't know. It's an idea.
But
knock it off, Silver Pops. He says, "Oh, I know the X factor. It's the officials." Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
But see, I understand, but then it's I'll try to find that story. I got to find that story again on the stats. It'll show you.
And here's the dirty secret. If it was fixed, if it was the refs, then why aren't we all benefiting off of it? Why aren't we all betting it? It's because deep down there's no truth to it.
Yeah, we'd all be betting pro Chiefs no matter what. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1967, Muhammad Ali successfully defended his world heavyweight title with a 15-round decision over Ernest Terrell in the Houston Astrodome. His performance was seen as vicious and made Ali unpopular with some boxing fans due to the accusations that Ali was intentionally dragging out the bout to further hurt Terrell when he could have instead just gone with a knockout. Yeah, Ali says that's not true. He said, I tried. I just couldn't do it. He's just got a big, thick head. I tried to knock him out. He's like, I threw hundreds of shots at his head. The guy just never went down. So credit to Ernest Terrell. I don't think Ali would just torture a guy for no reason.
Yeah. No kidding. It kind of like that guy that used to play in the NFL, Ironhead Hayward. Remember him? And it's Ironhead Terrell. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now this is or of course in popular it's Homer Simpson. When Homer Simpson, when he went boxing, because he could just take tons and tons of hits to the head and he never fell down.
Yeah. Well, it's his head is kind of bald and slicky. It's real slicky. And so when you hit him, it's just like a glancing blow. It doesn't really land with any power or solidity.
That's science.
Yeah.
F the process says the way to stop the tush push is to make it so they're in position. You're not in position to do it in the first place.
Well, I guess so. Then you're not allowing them to get into a third and short situation. But what happens when they perfect the tush push to get 4 yards and then they're just driving down the field one tush push at a time?
Well, I don't know that they can do that. I don't know that they're able to. I don't think they could drive that 4 yards, could they?
I don't think consistently they could. There might be times where they do a push and somebody stumbles through and breaks through, but that's going to be way rare.
By the way, I know we're closing here, but the word just came out that the Eagles are dealing with a virus going through the locker room.
Oh,
the refs gave them a virus.
It's the refs that gave them the virus.
Dirty. So dirty.
Virus.
Yeah.
Swazman says, tonight, Jeffrey, Randy, Filthy Phil, good job so far. Let's not rate this every day. Besides, Phil's just filling in. Take it easy, people. We'll be back in your radio tomorrow. We're going to be trying out a couple of potential new guys. And, of course, we're
Bring your pitchforks.
Talking Super Bowl. Ralph will join us, too. So, everybody have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask?